Be a part of the best pro wrestling podcast today by supporting the Going In Raw Patreon. You can enjoy access to the live taping of the show, exclusive merchandise, and patron-only episodes, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description.
This is Charlotte, and you're watching Going In Raw. That sounds terrible.
What's up? This is the most must-see WWE superstar of all time and his lovely, gorgeous wife,
Marie.
and you are going in SmackDown Live. Who needs Raw?
What's up? It's your girl, Sasha Banks, the legit boss, and you are watching Going In Raw.
Oh, baby, I like it raw. Oh, baby, I like it raw. And you are tuned in to Going In Raw right now. How you doing?
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to, available right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson. We're also available anywhere podcasts are available, including iTunes. Man, we were one above Stone Cold Steve Austin's podcast.
Yeah, that was neat.
And granted, he is once a week. Well, he's twice a week, but he has two separate podcasts for that. He's once a week, and we're like 3 times a week. You know, it might have been a down week for him, but still to understand that there's a possibility that we're in the same conversation with him in terms of the sports and recreation category of iTunes is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
That's pretty neat. So we were there, and we've been bouncing around all over that iTunes sports and recreation top 150.
Yeah.
So I love to see that. Whenever you guys hit download or subscribe or leave a review or a rating, I think that helps that situation.
Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you. We're also on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/Stephen Larson. I'm looking to get this on Spotify. I just need to make a little bit of time to figure that out. And then, of course, we're at Podbean, Stitcher Radio, iHeartRadio, Google Play.
All those places.
Every place you can find a podcast, that's where you can find Going In Raw. And we also have a Patreon, which allows us, like a couple weeks ago, we got a new mic, got a new camera. We're updating and upgrading the show at patreon.com/Stephen Larson. So thanks to all you guys out there. We're making the show better for you.
Yes, thank you.
I want to give a shout out. Every week I do this because people kick in money. They deserve at least a shout out.
Yeah.
We've got, hold on, I'm going to see how many people we got watching right here. One of the reward tiers there at the Patreon.
We got 28 people watching right now.
It's to check out this live stream once a week on the show.
Yeah.
And so I want to say thanks to everybody hanging out with us right now, literally in real time. I also want to give a shout out to Cesar Garcia, Vishnu Mambakam. Yeah. Sorry if I jacked that up. Carrie Lloyd, Jeffrey Nguyen. Let's see here. Thomas Hust. Colt Mallet. That's a great name.
That is a fantastic
Colt
name.
Mallet. What a great name. Jacob De Sursa. Bradley Dixon. Esben Lamphir, that's another good name. Donnie Soers, Josh Prunita, Nicholas, boy, this is a tough one. Turpinarens, Nicholas Turpinarens, Alexander Hernandez, Bradley McNicholas, SM Recon, hope that's his actual name. Lucio, somebody simply named Lucio. Pledge money. Donaway, that's a good one too. Rob Gutierrez, Tyrell Davis, Billy Dirk Coley, Mitchell Ward, and Jeremy Barber about 10 minutes ago put
Thank
in
you.
money. So
Thank
thanks
you
to
very
everybody
much.
out there on the Patreon. If you want the top reward, if you put in any money at the Patreon, I'll read your name very awkwardly here on Going In Raw. So there you go.
That's a gift for all tiers.
Before we get started with our Raw recap, we had the pleasure of going to see No Mercy live.
Oh yeah,
at the magnificent Golden One Center.
Yeah, and we had a meetup beforehand.
Correct.
And we got to meet a lot of friendos, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We received gifts,
We
including this fantastic
We met
belt.
so many people.
Yeah.
It was insane. So we did, our very first meetup was done in New York.
Yeah.
And that was an interesting situation because I really feel like we probably should have, from now on, whenever we do a meetup, it'll simply be before a show.
Yeah.
Because when we did the New York one, we loved the 4 people or 5 people that came out. We loved them to death because it's New York and it's like a zoo, so you have to like find your way to where we were.
Yeah, and they all had to travel to the destination.
Exactly. So it was, it was a smaller meetup. It was a more intimate meetup, but one that we loved nonetheless. But this one, it was crazy because we got there and, we said, meet us at this giant color massive piece of art shit that's there in front of the Golden One Center, which again is a great building. It's a fantastic
it's pretty
arena.
nice.
Yeah. And it was just immediately we get there and we're just getting hit by all just super friendly people.
Yes.
Asking to get their pictures and talking to us about wrestling. It was really, really neat.
Yeah.
It was really cool. Wrestling with Regrets. Brian Zane was there. We got to meet with him and chat with him for a little bit.
Yep.
And yeah, Eddie from Alto Votalhe,
Yes.
I believe is the name of the program, which you guys can check out. I'm going to put it in the description. Hooked us up with this big WCW World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's pretty
granted,
cool.
it's got the WWE logo up here, but this is, look, the lineage is there.
Yeah.
The lineage is all NWA.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Talking about Barry Windham, talking about Terry Funk, Harley Race,
Dusty Rhodes.
Jerry Briscoe. Mm-hmm. Yeah, all those guys. So it was fantastic. So now this is part of our set. We're going to get the little nameplate there at the bottom.
Yeah.
What are we going to put on the nameplate?
I suppose we should put Steven Larson.
Yeah. Steven Larson, Friendos, or just straight up Steven Larson? Keep it simple. Going in Raw?
There's a lot of options we need to discuss. Maybe we'll put up to a vote.
Okay. We can
We'll
spray
do a poll.
paint. We can spray paint fuck on it. Or GIR for Going in Raw.
Yeah, we
can
could do
spray.
that.
I kind of like the spray paint idea as well.
Okay.
I like them both.
All right. Well, let's put.
We can do a video of us spray painting stuff.
Let's do a poll then.
Yeah. Somebody, Alex C, suggests a top-notch super best. Speaking of which, so we get probably my favorite point of the night. My favorite point of the night, I'll be honest with you. And there was a lot of really great moments.
Yeah.
We went and sat down. Great seats. You did good on that. We go back to get some grub because I literally hadn't eaten anything that day.
Yeah, we were all hungry.
We're all hungry, so we got some grub. We come back. We got some gyros.
Yeah.
As we're sitting down from about 5, 6, 7 rows up, I hear Mecca Santa. And I turn around, and one of the friendos is sitting there with a big smile on his face.
Yep.
What the heck? We just sit down, we're about to watch wrestling, and somebody's shouting out a character I created probably 2 a.m.
Yeah.
to battle you.
Yeah.
We were walking through at one point. We were walking with the belt, and I was bitching at him or Hilton. I was like, no, I was telling Hilton. I was like, Hilton, just carry the belt. Carry the belt. It's too heavy.
Yeah.
And then some jabroni says, I'll carry the belt. And then somebody behind him looks at us and says, Block Party.
Yeah.
It was great. It was wonderful.
Yeah, it was
just,
fantastic.
Just a whole arena full of our friends.
It was great. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was fantastic. And thank you everybody who came out for the meetup.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
I want to address this really quick.
What?
So we did our podcast yesterday, our pay-per-view podcast with Dan NERDCUBED.
Oh, okay.
I just want to talk about this a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because there seems it's a really interesting thing that's happening right now. So we've noticed the last couple times Dan's been back on the podcast that there's been some complaints in the comment section of YouTube, which we're not active enough in. I think, honestly, I'll be honest with you, the YouTube comment section, just that phrase, has these days a negative connotation to it. Something that I think should be a place where you can really engage your audience has turned into, and I'm not talking about ours specifically because we have a lot of really positive stuff in there, but that positive stuff is usually offset by some negativity as well. And it's really difficult for me to sort of sift through all of it to respond when Twitter is kind of our venue of engagement. It's just, that's how it is. And I really do endeavor, both on Steven Larson and Real Going in Raw, I know you do as well, to really engage people there in that forum.
Yeah.
It's more personal.
Yes.
It's not as anonymous. And there's just a lot of negativity towards Dan in those comments. And it's I view it as a byproduct of, for lack of a better word, success, for how the show has grown and the increased output that we've had here on the channel.
Yeah.
That's featured content with you and I exclusively.
Yeah.
During that weird period early this summer when we started outputting more.
And the channel really started to grow.
The channel really started to grow. Our numbers started increasing, much more fan engagement. Our Patreon really took off.
Yeah.
Really, really fantastic. During that time, Dan was simply just a bit on the busy side.
Yeah.
And so I think he was absent from a couple of those pay-per-view.
Yeah.
We did SummerSlam and we simply couldn't get him on.
Yeah.
So there was that period of time when he was gone, and then we sort of, now he's like sort of settled into whatever's going on, and he's able to make it more.
Yeah.
But you guys have to understand, Dan was there from day one.
Yes.
He literally named Going In Raw. That
did.
was his name that he said, hey, we should do this. Because the story behind Dan is we did a collaboration with him through Machinima on 10 for the Win.
Yes.
And before we recorded it, we got into a conversation where we happened to mention wrestling.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, I've been watching. I'm not going to do his British voice because this is serious right now. He said, I've been watching for a couple years now. I think it was a year or so, 2 years, something like that. And we're like, oh, we're huge marks for wrestling. And we were talking about it for a while. And
it's about an hour and a half.
And I said, this sounds like a podcast. This could be a podcast. So we started doing the podcast on our channel. And so it was a monthly thing back then.
Just for pay-per-views.
And then just for pay-per-views. And then eventually
we started doing it weekly.
He said, hey, Dan, we're going to do it every week. You want in on that? And he says, no, I'm way too busy and I can't watch that much wrestling anyways. And I said, totally cool. But he gave us full blessing. And then eventually we said, hey, Dan, we're going to start this as a regular channel. You cool with that? He said, to your heart's content. Do whatever you want to do. I'll still be around, whenever I can make it. And we said, great. You have an open invitation.
Yes.
And so, but during that time, there was that weird period earlier this summer when, we started outputting more and it was just you and I, and we were doing that a lot. And then Dan comes back and suddenly like this audience that we had that sort of came in during the summertime who are unaware of the origins and what Dan sort of means to us, because it's like we sort of joked early on in the thing about he's got 2.5 million subs. And I made a joke saying our paltry 160. Look, I appreciate every goddamn one of you guys. And somebody in the comments said, "Oh, we're just paltry now." No. That was completely tongue in cheek, and I would never take you guys for granted at all. But it's just funny. We call him our Hogan because he's got such a massive fan base doing his thing. But I mean, honestly, we're at the point now where like we don't have to bring Dan on. We enjoy having Dan on the show. Yeah. Like, we enjoy it. He's a buddy of ours. We enjoy it. I don't think of it as, even though with YouTube, one of the biggest things is collaboration, and you should be diversifying your product. I bring him on simply because I enjoy, we bring him on because it's Dan. We have him on, and we enjoy, we were cracking up yesterday.
Yeah.
And I think on top of that, I want to check one thing real quick. Okay, cool. Because I see something over on the computer over there in the live stream, and I want to make sure it's not making noises.
Yeah, I've been distracted by that.
Okay, because if that starts making noises, then everybody can hear it on the live stream.
Yeah, do you know what that even is?
Yes, I do. It's some Windows stuff that's like saying, hey, do you want to update some shit right now? So basically the thing is this. Dan's going to be here on our pay-per-view podcast, unless he determines otherwise. I feel that yesterday's show was a good flowing show. He makes us laugh.
Yeah.
I think he brings good points to the table.
Yes.
The original point of the podcast was sort of to teach him about wrestling.
Well, especially the book of the match.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
The book of the match, which I thought was a really, really strong segment.
Yeah.
So, he's here. He's part of our legacy. He's part of our history. And here's my thing. We do a lot of content. And on top of that, one thing about the pay-per-view show, too, is that I don't let the presence of somebody else lessen what I talk about or how I talk about it. All of our points that we usually talk about came across.
Yeah.
I mean, in the same volume that they would otherwise.
Yeah.
So you just have this added element of one of our buddies on the show.
Yeah. And quite often he provides a perspective to things that we might not have thought of.
It's a different perspective.
Yeah.
So that's how we feel, and I understand like there's people out there who are used to this one thing that we do because we do it so often.
Yeah.
I mean it is what it is, and it's something that we think brings a benefit to the show. And if there are people out there who listen to it, I would say give it a chance because we had a really good flow going yesterday, and I noticed that a lot of those comments came so early. It was like, okay, did you really listen to the show, or are you just regurgitating the same complaints you had about it before, like when perhaps it wasn't as free flowing? Because I thought yesterday was a really, really strong episode.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. I appreciate all the comments and all the criticism. I really do. But we talk enough about the whole sort of universe of the WWE, if you will, across all of our shows, that one episode per month, or even maybe two, whatever it's going to be, of bringing in a new perspective or a different perspective, it's not going to kill the product. You know what I mean? Like, that's fine. Just go ahead and skip it. Literally, no matter what, the very next day, and then the day after that,
Yeah.
and then 2 days after that,
Yeah.
you're going to get more.
And then there's 2 things over the weekend.
And then there's 2 things over the weekend, and chances are, like, and over on Machinima, we got recaps over there. So there's plenty of content where it's just you and I. But man, I'd love to bring in Hilton. We've been talking about. I know the King season is starting, and that's who he works for.
Yeah.
So that's probably going to be difficult for him.
Yeah.
I'd love to bring in Hilton.
Yeah.
You know, there's all sorts of people we love to bring on.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We're throwing that out there. Dan's legacy. We like Dan. And
Yes.
That's a number one reason
Yes.
why he's there.
Yes.
We like Dan.
Yes, we like Dan. He's our friend.
He's our friend. He's our friend. Anyways, let's talk about Raw, dude.
Okay.
Raw.
So, Raw happened last night.
Oh, great starter. It was a great start to the show. Let's be positive. Great start to the show.
The show was bookended by 2 really good segments.
Yeah.
The opening segment was really good, and the main event was really good.
When Sasha's music hits, I get very excited.
Yeah.
I love Sasha. We're good, close personal friends of hers. Not really. We're literally pretty much bad luck charms for Sasha.
Could be.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've got bad mojo when we go talk to her and then she loses always afterwards. So far, 2 for 2. It's not good. But Sasha comes out. She cuts a really good promo as the new Raw Women's Champion.
Yeah. And she brings up, she challenges Charlotte to not only a match at Hell in a Cell, a Hell in a Cell match at Hell in a Cell.
So we kind of called that one.
Yeah.
I think we called that in the first place. I love this. My only fear about this, these girls are going to want to prove something, man. These strong women are going to want to prove something. I just don't want to. I'm old. You know, we got kids. I don't want to see them get injured.
Yeah, I don't want to see anybody get hurt.
You know what I mean? Like, it scares the shit out of me. They're going to... I don't want to see a moonsault from the top of the cage.
Oh, that's not going to happen.
I don't think it's going to happen either, but they're going to get
now,
crazy.
they might do something akin to what Ambrose and Rollins did, where they climbed halfway up and did a spot where they did some move off.
Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me, but that's not much higher than the top rope.
My limit would be, I think it'd be really cool and dramatic if they let them bleed. I think it'd be really cool. Although I think they're probably still number one. I know they have an anti-blood policy for across the board, women and men.
Although they seemingly made an exception for that for the SummerSlam main event. Where
that's right.
If the stories and rumors are to be true, that Randy bleeding was part of the finish, the scripted finish.
Yeah. So, but I think you know what, a well placed blood can add drama.
It's a great storytelling device.
It's a great storytelling device, and it doesn't really do any harm to the wrestler. I mean, really. I've known of 2 situations where wrestlers bleeding has led to sort of a negative thing. When Eddie bled so much,
he went to shock,
That was the JBL man. That was boy. And then of course the allegations that Abdullah the Butcher perhaps gave. I think his name. I know he goes by Cannibal. Or Hannibal. He goes by Hannibal.
Hannibal, yeah.
Gave him a form of Hep C, which is that's nasty. So that's there in the danger lies. But otherwise, I think he'd be used as a great storytelling device, a really dramatic thing, and there's really not a lot of downside in terms of your health to it.
Yeah.
So it can look great.
Yeah.
It can look amazing.
Yeah.
With the women, I don't know. There's that great Candice LeRae shirt. From her match. I think it was like with the Young Bucks, and she was teaming with Joey Ryan. I think it's from that match where she's just a mask of blood, and it looks amazing. It looks so dramatic.
I know.
And it's like in this day where there are sort of accusations of things just being too PC, which we're sort of both. I think there's some gray area there. In the general society, are things too PC or not? I think there's some gray area there. The sight of a strong female wrestler with a mask of blood in a brutal battle is harmless and awesome. I think it's cool. I think it's really neat. Charlotte comes down. She accepts.
Well, no, not before. On her way out to the ring.
Oh, that's right.
Rusev and Lana come out.
That was interesting. Yeah. I think this was a perfect segment.
Yeah, it was really
so
good.
perfectly done. Rusev comes out, and says, "What does he say?" I forget what is he. He's like, I'm
He
trying to remember the words.
He says nobody cares
Yeah,
about. I think he says the women's wrestling or something like that.
yeah,
And it was great because by the end of the segment, he got his comeuppance.
yeah,
Sasha and Charlotte kind of teamed up
yeah,
to drop kick him out of the ring. It was great.
yeah,
It was fantastic.
yeah.
And then they managed to find a good balance where Charlotte and Sasha were still rivals, yet they teamed up,
Yeah.
to fight for
That was kind of my
women's wrestling.
That was kind of my only beef with, so to speak, of that segment, is that it led to a match that didn't make that much sense. Just because, okay, my thing is this: just because you're a bad guy, do you have to align with another bad guy? If you've already proven that you can't, so that led to a mixed tag match.
Yeah.
Sasha and Roman versus Rusev and Charlotte.
Yeah.
But Charlotte had just kicked Rusev out for being disrespectful to her in her match, which is big time for them.
Yes.
Why would she then just be forced to team up with
throughout
them?
the whole match? They were kind of at odds still,
Yeah.
so it wasn't like they were friendly.
Yeah, I just don't like in the first place. And I thought there was a good backstage segment with Charlotte and Lana.
Yeah.
Where Lana sort of missed a couple beats, but she essentially said, I'm not jealous, because Charlotte was saying, I'm genetically superior to you in every way, physically superior, every way. And Lana said, I'm not jealous, but stay out of my husband's way when he needs to get what, his business done.
Yeah. At the very, very beginning of the match, Charlotte tags herself in.
Yeah.
This tag on Rusev's back, and he didn't seem happy about it.
Yeah.
There's a couple other spots during the course of the match where they were at odds.
Yeah. There was a good, speaking of the whole PC thing, I think the WWE had a really good sort of balance of Rusev being really pissed off at them, but not like getting into that really creepy area of him about to put hands on them.
I know. Yeah.
I like that, because he's the bottom line in his own mind. He's got that morality thing of men not hit women, that kind of thing. That's justifiable right there. I like that they didn't take it into creepy land.
Yes,
but they also let the women get their licks in.
Yeah,
I like that. So yeah, that's that. There was that sort of awkwardish backstage segment between between the faces.
Yeah,
Roman and Sasha. That with anybody else probably would have been smooth, but Roman still. That to me was when things are overwritten.
Yeah,
you have Sasha back there with Roman pre-match,
because I don't mean to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
At the end of the mixed tag match, after Roman and Sasha win, it's actually a really good finish. They're in the ring celebrating, and they're talking trash to Rusev and Charlotte,
right,
respectively,
right,
and that feels really organic,
right. Right.
So,
but when they're back there and they're obviously sort of reading lines, it just doesn't flow. It doesn't work. Just give them some bullet points to hit.
I know,
and let them do it. And if they fail, they fail. But you're not giving them a chance.
But this is a larger,
I think,
issue with how promos are delivered in WWE as a whole.
Yeah, that's sort of a long-running sort of thread that you hear a lot, like on Steve Austin's podcast. You hear him talking about this a lot. In a lot of areas, Dean Ambrose on his podcast mentioned, nobody's writing words for me. I wish sometimes I don't know. I wish that they'd let them go off script a little bit.
I agree.
And maybe it's to a degree that they're going to say to Chris Jericho, "Hey, we trust you," and Mick Foley are going to do fine.
Oh, I'm sure that's the case. Yeah.
But a couple of kids who've been there not that long, Roman and Sasha, they don't trust them as much. Just let them go at it.
I know.
What's the worst that's going to happen? A 3-minute segment is going to look slightly more awkward than if it's written, but you have a chance to say, hey, you two get together, you figure out what you're going to say.
Or here's your bullet points. Here's roughly how much time you have.
Yeah, just go with it.
There's a producer there along with the camera crew to help them out.
Yeah.
Find their way through the segment.
And we know personally from interviewing Sasha Banks, she's good on her feet.
Yes.
She can talk on her feet. She's funny.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. That's my only thing about Sasha, is that I think there's too much of a moat between her promo mode and her keeping it real mode. And I've said this before, and that's something that I think that is the thing that 10 years from now, hopefully, if she doesn't kill herself too much in the ring and she's still a force in the business, that's going to be washed away, because that's something that you simply get with age and reps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I thought her promo to open the show last night was really, really good and really well delivered.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think it was too. It was still a bit on the written side.
Oh, yeah,
yeah. It wasn't killer. It wasn't
Yeah.
killer. But that, honestly, that comes with age. You know what I mean? That just comes with age.
Comes with experience, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Charlotte kills it these days, dude.
Yeah, man, she's
Charlotte
great.
freaking kills it.
She's
these days.
great.
Yeah, she's really good. There's less of a gap with her in terms of the promo versus keeping it real. Like she can be like pretty brutal in terms of her promo.
Yeah.
And still, like, there are times when she sounds scripted, but I think she's right now sort of top of the class in terms of coming off as legit.
Yeah.
In terms of her promo.
Yeah.
The New Day came out and had a good little promo.
Yeah.
They were pretty funny.
Yeah.
I'm still just kind of on New Day.
Breaking the tag team title record watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I think they're really funny, but I'm on board with them. We need something new. We need something different. It's the clowning around time needs to be. I'm telling you, when they lost that Wyatt family feud, when that just got split up from the brand split, that suffered the
That had
most.
so much potential to be outstanding.
It did, and it could have elevated them past what they're doing, and I think that stunted them. So yeah, we had Cesaro. After that, we had Cesaro versus Kofi. So they cut a promo on Cesaro and Sheamus, which is funny too because I love Cesaro and Sheamus now.
Yeah.
I really like them.
Yeah.
And Cesaro had a match with Kofi. That spot at the end with Kofi,
Oh, where he fell off the ropes?
was that legit?
I think so.
Looked awkward as hell.
Yeah.
I think that was legit.
It looked like it
Did you do anything? Did you research anything on Kofi this morning to see if he's okay?
Oh, I think he's fine.
Have we heard anything?
I haven't read anything about him being hurt or anything. It looked like one of his feet got cut on the ropes
Okay, all right.
when he tried to do a springboard move.
Yeah, because Michael Cole almost recklessly says, "Looks like you might have torn a hamstring." I'm like, that's a pretty harsh injury right there. If you tear your hamstring,
I know.
You're out for a while.
Yeah.
But no, he seems fine. So yeah, I mean, it was. I don't know. What did you think of that match? It was a decent match.
Yeah, it was good.
It was what it was. I mean, look, Raw wasn't a barn burner last night.
No, it wasn't. The Sheamus was funny throughout, just on his phone.
Oh, he was on Facebook Live. I'm sad.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
flip over.
And at one point, they cut back to him, and he's sipping from a drink and eating some popcorn.
Yeah, a couple of people on Twitter were
pretty
saying
funny.
that he was pretty funny. Yeah, so that was good.
And then he distracted, or he got involved and distracted Cesaro, which
right.
cost Cesaro the match.
Right,
which led to
right.
some disagreements between them
Right.
following the match.
Yeah.
So
Let's see here. Bailey fought somebody named Cammy Fields. Bailey obviously won that match.
yeah,
Yeah, this is more. Let me get your opinion on this.
okay.
Trotting out jobbers like this, yay or nay?
Specifically, are we talking specifically with Bailey or in general?
Okay, so we know that Braun gets jobbers specifically because they want to book him as a monster.
Yeah, and I think Bailey gets jobbers because there's no one she can defeat on the roster consistently without making those she defeat look weak.
See, I'm okay with it because it's a wrestling show.
Yeah.
And she doesn't have to fight. Look, the bottom line is right now, whether they like it or not, on Raw, like we've said before, there's not a lot of people that don't need, or there's not a lot of people that WWE doesn't want to protect.
Yeah, especially on Raw, it seems like all their major stars they want to protect.
Yeah, and so one thing about the brand split that sort of happened is that women's division has sort of become depleted. On both sides, there's not a lot of depth there. And so until they gets bolstered back up, I don't think there's any downside to her facing a jobber. I meknow that Bailey's gonna, obviously the big downside is we don't know who's going to win this match. I'm sorry, we know what the outcome is.
Yes.
But I don't know, it's a wrestling match. It's furthering a storyline. It's showcasing what Bailey can do in the ring. I like this better than the alternative, which would be just a backstage segment of her talking.
Yeah, or her being involved in matches and risk losing on a consistent basis.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. The alternative, I guess, would be, okay, Summer Rae hasn't been seen for a while. I'm assuming there's a reason for that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because you would think that she could be plugged in to a spot or two.
Yeah.
Instead of what they've been doing. But I mean, the alternative, she fights somebody like Alicia. Look, we know that this is a situation. We know Bailey needs to be protected.
Yeah.
So we know that whoever she fights, she's gonna win.
Yeah. And I like that they are setting up a feud with her and Dana Brooke.
Oh yeah, I like that. Yeah. And this is a great way to do it.
And Bailey wrestling jobbers on a weekly basis is a short-term
it's
situation.
a short-term thing. It's not going to be something you see for a long time, but I'm fine with it in the general sense whenever, we get wrestlers out there who sort of need to be showcased in some manner. It's a wrestling show. Have them wrestle. And at the same time, you're understanding that this jobber is kind of a trail for them.
Yeah.
We might see them down the line. We might see Cammie Fields down the line at some point. I think it'd probably be better maybe if you had people like Liv Morgan come up for a day on Raw, get her a little bit of exposure. I know what you're going to say. You want to build them up in NXT so that when they have their debut, it's a bigger deal. But I think that not everybody needs the big debut.
Oh, I agree.
What's your reservation on it?
That, for example, Liv Morgan, someone they're trying to establish in the women's division on NXT and build some momentum for her. If she has a one-off appearance on Raw and loses, that could squash that momentum.
Nah, NXT is kind of I know it's not its own universe necessarily, but I don't know. I mean, doing it once in a while, like you said, is a short-term thing. Doing it once in a while, you can do it. Okay, let's say...
I mean, like take Billie Kay, for example.
Yeah.
They brought her up to SmackDown. She lost. I forgot who she lost to. But her next appearance on NXT, they made it part of her storyline.
Yeah.
Said, her one visit to the main roster affected her, and it motivated a heel turn. That I'm cool with.
Yeah, but you can write... Look, number one... Best writers in the WWE are on NXT right now.
No, they're on SmackDown.
They're on NXT. Dan Matha is storyline of the year. I'm sorry. That was fucking brilliant. 3 weeks of video packages showing this massive monster
just to get destroyed.
Are you kidding me? You're not
good.
Bobby Roode isn't the best thing that's happened.
Good.
The best writers are on NXT, dude. They are. They totally are. Although Samoa Joe, you think Samoa Joe isn't sitting down? I guarantee Samoa Joe is sitting down with somebody, and I'm guaranteeing Samoa Joe's bringing a lot to the table.
Oh, yeah.
But he's bouncing ideas off people.
Oh, I'm sure.
And those people know what they're doing.
Oh, I'm not doubting that.
Best writers right now are in NXT, especially given what limited resources they have, and they're making gold out of it. It's great.
They're doing the same on SmackDown, too.
On a less consistent basis. Worse writers are
they also have more.
Worse writers are on Raw. We can both agree on that.
SmackDown also has more time to fill on a weekly basis.
That's true. My point is, I think that they can get, one loss on Raw. It's developmental. One loss on Raw, and then go back down to developmental to continue your thing. That's not, you're not going to bring Samoa Joe up for
no.
for a
but,
job.
You asked my reservations were, and that's what it is. I'm not saying don't do it simply because of that.
Yeah.
I'm saying that's something you'd have to consider.
Dana Brooke then attacked Bailey while she was getting some love from the crowd there at the top of the ramp. Bailey versus Dana Brooke. Probably at Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
I mean, not in a cell, but
That's the pay-per-view.
That's not a pre-show match.
No.
Bailey's not a pre-show match. Dana Brooke is, but Bailey's not. Bailey elevates. Yeah. We had a funny little payday spot with Jericho and R-Truth, which was funny, but it was funnier when Titus O'Neil then came back to R-Truth and said that Titus O'Neil brand. Can we talk about Titus O'Neil for a second here? We'll skip to Titus O'Neil.
Yeah.
He had it, so he went and gave some shit to R-Truth, who was hanging out in the locker room with Goldust, because they're besties, and the Shining Stars, which was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Titus O'Neil comes up to R-Truth and starts accusing him of stealing away a potential endorsement from the Payday, I guess that's Mars company? I don't know who does Payday.
I think so.
Yeah. And he said, Titus O'Neil brand really needed that. Hashtag in it to win it? Is that what it was? Make it a win? Make it a win. Make it a win. I kind of like this Titus O'Neil losing all the time as part of his brand thing. Makes me laugh.
Yeah. And then he has press conferences after Raw.
Did he have he had another one this week?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. That's great. That's going absolutely well. No, you know what? This is like a flip side of the Heath Slater type storyline, where he struggles through a bunch of losses to get his brand on track. It builds up audience sympathy. This is a great flip to that sort of thing. I like it.
And Titus is great. He's doing a great job with it.
You're right. This is the perfect vehicle for Titus. Not being a straight up rude heel, not being happy babyface who has a family, being the guy who has to eat shit a little bit. You know,
And he sold that really well last night after his loss.
They had those great close-ups on him,
Yeah.
and he had everything on his face. It was great. It was fantastic. Yeah. So yeah, he took the loss to R-Truth. Of course, last week he took the loss to Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn and Neville teamed up. We're just all over the place.
Yeah, really.
All over the place.
Because that happened after something else happened.
I know. We don't have to go bit by bit.
Well, no, but what happened before directly affected what happened after.
What happened before? Go ahead.
Because before, there was a I can't talk today. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Backstage segment between Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas, where they kind of reformed half of the Social Outcast to form a tag team. So they had a match against Enzo and Cass.
Yeah.
And while Enzo and Cass were about to start dropping a promo in the ring, the club attacks.
That's right. I loved it.
Yeah, it was great.
I loved it.
It gives the club something to do. It gives Enzo and Cass something to do.
Yeah.
It's great.
I liked it. Look, if this is the club kicking people's asses for 3 months, then I'm fine with it. I'm okay with that. Just show them, just redo them as brutal assholes going around just beating up everybody. I love it.
Exactly.
God, I really want. It's like there's two things. There's two things that I'm dying for right now in the WWE that I know they're not going to do because nobody likes me.
I like you.
Really?
Yeah.
Shake on it.
No.
No?
Nope.
No shaking of hands? What are we going to get for lunch today? We'll talk about it later.
I thought we decided that last night.
World's best chicken sandwich?
Yeah.
Okay, I love it. There's two things that I desperately want right now in the WWE. I think it'd be electric.
Okay.
Just amazing.
Let me hear them.
Professional.
Let me hear them.
Bo Dallas joining the family.
Agreed.
This new intensity of his, I'm not sure I'm down with the rhyming shit, but the look on his face at the end of that match was intense because, spoiler alert, wait.
No,
yeah.
we'll get to that next.
Wait, who do they fight?
They end up fighting Sami Zayn and Neville.
Oh, okay, that's right. Yeah,
We've looped back around to the conversation you really wanted to have.
The club to expand using in what I would love to see the revival. Using the revival to expand the club to SmackDown and then expand by one member on Raw.
Who would that one member be?
I mean, the obvious answer is Finn, but it's never going to happen.
Well,
I can't even consider that it's not going to happen.
I wouldn't say it will never happen. It's not going to happen anytime soon.
Anytime soon. Is there any way the club can kind of go tweener so that Finn can meet them halfway? I don't think that can happen. I mean, it could happen.
Not on the current path.
If I was booking it, it'd be amazing.
Not on the current path that Gallows and Anderson are
You're
on.
right. That's not going to happen. Who could join the club and be impactful as a bad guy? There's all sorts of great heels right
Samoa Joe. I'd prefer to see him by himself.
Samoa Joe as part of the club. Boy, that'd be something else. I know. I'd kind of prefer him being by.
But that's just the first name that popped in my head. If you want to talk,
he's legit though. He's
Yeah,
legit.
he is.
He's legit.
But if you want to talk about someone actually on the main roster right now, on Raw,
I mean, the answer to me is, the only person that I could really see as club expansion material is Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
Because he's brutal.
Yeah, me
and
too.
you need somebody brutal. That's what you need. I'm not sure. I don't know. I could be kind of cool. That'd be rad, actually.
Yeah, that'd be super rad.
I kind of think he might need it, too. I don't know.
I don't know if just how the storyline's been booked out, but both Owens and Rollins are getting overshadowed in their feud.
Yeah. By what, though?
Chris Jericho.
I know. That's the obvious answer. God, he's doing amazing work.
Yeah, he is.
He takes, the crowd hijacks the show when he's around because he's so damn good.
I know, and I don't know, but I'm hoping that will lead to something.
He would be the biggest. He'd be their number one face.
I know.
He kind of is their number one face right now. You're on the list.
I know.
Oh, I love it.
And it'd be so easy for him to pivot, doing the exact same things he's doing right now,
I know.
and just pivot slightly to being a face.
I know.
He could do everything he's doing.
Oh, it'd be great. We got so lost there.
I know. We were
okay. So
talking
Bo
about
Dallas
Bo Dallas.
joining the Wyatts and the club expansion. Those are two things that I think could be so amazing for both brands. For both brands, it could be absolutely amazing. And for Bo Dallas, I think Bo Dallas could be a massive star.
Yeah.
He could be up there with Bray, like in the same ilk.
Well, I mean, after the loss last night, after Curtis Axel got pinned, Bo stormed away from the ring area.
That look on his face is so much money, dude.
Yeah.
It is so much money.
So, I mean, give him 2-3 months of kind of floundering.
Yeah.
And have his brother come.
Yeah.
And say, hey, man.
Well, I mean, the things that he says, that's the thing, dude, is that I was sort of like a big nerd. I was playing this out in my head like a month ago, like how this could go, and it could be really, really cool. Some of the things he says sound Wyatt-esque.
Yeah.
You know, like he said something like, the Bo that you know is gone or dead or something like that. That's Wyatt shit right there, you know? This could so easily be step one of a Wyatt joint. And I really doubt what's going to happen. And I know Bray doesn't want it to happen, but why couldn't front office just say, this is going to happen. You know, we really think we can make a star out of your brother.
Yeah.
And we want this to happen. So make it as good as you can. We'll give you a bunch of wins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that could be world title shit right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? God, that could be so good.
Yep.
So Sami Zayn and Neville, the tag team, they're sort of branding together these days a little bit. Like Neville, they're not coming out together, but Neville's wearing Sami's colors anyways.
Yeah.
I know he's worn those colors before, but generally he's a purple guy. But purple now seems to be the domain of the cruiserweight class.
Exclusively, pretty much.
They took on Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. Axel ends up eating the pin.
Yep.
He takes the loss from Neville, who did this crazy
Red Arrow.
Thank you, the Red Arrow. Bo did not look happy about that.
No.
Did not believe, and even though backstage was really sweet, he says, "I still believe in you, Bo."
Curtis Axel did a promo.
I love Curtis Axel.
He did a promo
man.
before the match. It was good too.
I love Curtis Axel. God damn it.
I know.
He's come such a long way. Like in being with zero pressure on his shoulders, you know, when they were trotting him out. First he was McGillicuddy.
Yeah.
Then Paul Heyman rebranded him.
Yeah. And then they gave him the IC belt.
They gave him the IC belt, and they just didn't let him be himself. Now that he gets to sort of obviously be, I think it's just an extension of himself.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah.
He is great. They just need to, I don't know, give him something to chew on maybe. I don't know. I don't know what to do with that. Let's see here.
Let's talk about Tony Nese and Drew Gulak.
Let's talk about the cruiserweights in general.
Yeah. Tony Nese and Drew Gulak had a match against Lince Dorado and Sin Cara, who is now officially a part of the cruiserweight division.
People ask us over and over again, Larson, are we going to get crossover? This is
yes.
Sooner than we figured it would be, but a very effective way. And the most obvious person to cross over, I think, that isn't Kalisto. Well, no, Kalisto's over there.
That isn't Neville.
That isn't Neville.
Yeah.
Right.
And Sin Cara looked great.
Oh, he looked like $1 million.
Yeah.
He had that cape. And apparently him, according to the people on the commentary team, him and Lince Dorado, they tag teamed like 8 years ago. They teamed up.
But I mean, and just in terms of Sin Cara's performance in the ring.
He seemed to have more energy. He
Yeah.
seemed to be into this whole being into the cruiserweight thing.
Yep.
He's like, now I'm big top dog in cruiserweights. Can I say that? Can we talk about TJ Perkins real quick here?
Yeah.
I don't like him.
You didn't. I kind of liked the backstage segment with him and Brian Kendrick.
So stiff, dude. He's so stiff.
He was looser this week than he was last week.
Yeah.
And apart from the shoehorn video game references,
Yeah.
I thought he did a really good job.
Oh, I hated that so much. I hated that, and I think he's just not the guy to. I don't want. Well, he's fine in the ring. He's great.
Yeah,
in
he's
the
good in
ring.
the
All
ring,
the
yeah.
cruiserweights are great in the ring.
Yeah.
I'm not. I think he's the wrong guy to kick this off. The wrong guy to kick it off, and I can't wait till Brian Kendrick has that belt. I really can't wait till that happens because I think he's amazing. I think he's great. I think he's old. He's on the mic and he's good. He's smooth. He flows. He's a great wrestler. I don't like the TJ Perkins thing at all. I honestly don't even like the video game shit. Like, I think it's
I'm not
just
huge on that either.
It's so like, I don't know. It's so hokey. It's so not serious. And I don't need everything to be serious. Why? Chris Jericho is a legitimate threat. He's realistic winning the Universal title, and he's hilarious.
Yeah.
He's everything rolled into one. Kevin Owens, same thing.
Yeah.
You can be comedic. But it's such a specific video game. You're just pinned down by it.
I know.
I'm not into it. You're giving them the benefit of the doubt. I appreciate that. I want to, but when somebody is so far below my expectations for what you should be able to do on the mic in backstage segments, I can't. It's not very believable. To me, it just reminded me of, Roman at his worst on the mic when he's.
Last week, Perkins' interview was not good.
Yeah.
This week was better.
Yeah.
That's apart from the shoehorned.
The one thing I
references.
liked was when he decked Kendrick when Kendrick tried to sucker punch him.
Yeah.
But all the talking just has to go. I don't believe a word out of his mouth. I don't believe it. Honestly, you know what it reminds me of? When Jagger Eaton was on there. Not maybe that bad, but he looks like he's 12, and he talks like he's 12, and he reads lines like he's 12.
He's probably just not used to that way of doing promos.
It's fine. Regardless of what it is, I don't care. I don't really want to see him talk anymore. I love him in the ring. It's great. But I like a champion with some charisma who can talk.
No, I understand that.
I don't mean to be so harsh.
Yeah, man. Wow.
Oh, God. It just bugs me, man. I don't know. It just bugs me. Like, he's the guy they put the belt on to kick off the Cruiserweight division. Nah, not into it. Anybody else, really? Give me, what's that dude's name? Gulak? King Arthur?
King Arthur.
I didn't notice their entrance. Did they have an entrance?
No.
They didn't have an entrance, so I didn't get to see if he had King Arthur gear on.
No.
I don't know. Anyways, so wait, what else happened?
There was a really quick backstage segment between Mick and Stephanie, where Steph goes up to Mick and says, "Hey, you're doing your Hell in a Cell address." And Mick says, "Yeah." And more or less Steph says, "Okay, I want to go out there and join you." So commercial break, they come back, and then it's Foley and Steph in the ring talking about Hell in a Cell, and Foley confirms that Owens and Rollins will be in Hell in a Cell. Also confirms that the Women's Championship match will also be in Hell in a Cell.
Correct.
At that point, Kevin Owens and his best friend Chris Jericho come to the ring, and Chris Jericho was next level.
Yeah.
He was hilarious. He was even when he wasn't saying a word.
Oh, man.
I couldn't stop laughing.
So good. So good.
Just like in the middle of people talking, he pointed out to the audience,
You're on the list.
And to start writing something.
It's
so good.
He is as comfortable there as I am on my couch wearing sweatpants, dude.
Yep.
Like, he is so flippin' comfortable out there and having a blast.
Yeah.
God damn it, I want him to have that championship. People will fucking nut. They will go insane.
Yep.
If he wins that Universal title.
And I was so hoping he would win. So anyways, this segment led to a match, the main event of the show.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins against Chris Jericho.
Okay, so
that was announced before this segment. But anyways, stipulation that added during the segment.
Yeah.
That if Jericho won, he would be inserted into the Universal Championship match, making it a triple threat inside Hell in a Cell. I was really hoping he'd win. Yeah,
no, me too. Oh, for sure. I was really hoping that happened.
Because even a one-day Jericho title reign would be great. It would do wonders for storylines. It would make the show unpredictable.
We talked about this, dude, a little bit off camera. I knew exactly what was going to happen on Raw.
Oh, yeah.
I have no idea what's going to happen on SmackDown. I love it. It would have been great. Look, all the unpredictable moments that we've talked about on Raw have been fantastic. Sasha winning the belt twice since the brand split on Raw.
Owens winning the Universal title.
It's been the unpredictability aspect cannot be understated.
Yeah.
You need that.
Yeah.
And Jericho winning and adding that X factor, like all the stories that play into that. Let me ask you this. Is the reason he's not in that Hell in a Cell match because he'll overshadow who should be the real face, Seth Rollins?
That could be.
Let me ask you this, part 2. Stephanie McMahon last night. She a heel, she a face, she a heel, she a face. She needs to be something so that Seth Rollins has some point to make.
I know.
What is he railing against? Because up until now, it's been Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah.
So either she's cool with Mick Foley and she's defending him to Chris Jericho, who's talking crap.
Yeah.
And Seth Rollins has a point, or Seth Rollins' point as a face is completely null.
It seems like even when Steph was supposed to be a heel, she would on occasion do face stuff.
Yeah.
And just right now, you can't tell what's going on every
There
once in a
needs
while.
there needs to be a point to Seth Rollins acting in the manner he's acting as a babyface.
And maybe that's why he seems kind of aimless right now.
I think it is. I honestly think it is.
Because 90% of the time, Steph is doing her usual thing where she's kind of a face, doing kind of occasional heel stuff, maybe, but not really.
Yeah.
And then was it last week when or a couple weeks ago? At the end of Clash, when she kind of flashed that smile at the end of the show, looking back towards the ring when Owens retained, and then get into the limo with Triple H after that show. Yeah. Okay, well, they're kind of teasing that she knows
Sort
more
of
than what
in
she's
cahoots.
and then she's letting on, but that's not really translating into anything else she's doing.
Right.
There should always be. She should always have that knowledge, and that should be her motivation throughout every segment she does. But it's not. Yeah. It just kind of comes up when she's in a segment that has to touch on that. Otherwise, she just kind of toes the line between being a heel and a face, depending on what that segment needs. Yeah. It seems like.
I don't know, man. I agree with you. Seth, he needs to talk to creative and say, what do I care about? What does my character give a damn about? Because
it should be simple. He wants to beat the hell out of Triple H, and he wants his belt back. Yeah, it should be that simple. Yeah, and unless Stephanie is proven to be in cahoots with Triple H or is impeding his progress at getting that belt, then he shouldn't really. Like, why should he involve himself with Stephanie? Really? Yeah. It's so awkward. Everything from so when he was interviewed backstage last night. Yeah. By what's her name? Charlie? Yeah. Charlie. Yeah. And he says, "Oh, Charlie, beautiful little Charlie. I know you're new here." I don't know. It's so everything about his face persona is so it's not believable. I don't buy it. I don't buy it at all. Well, I don't think he buys it. No, because he probably doesn't know what his motivation is. Yeah. On a segment by segment basis. He knows what his super objective is, but per scene, per segment, he probably just doesn't know him because it's not clear. I love that we're busting out the word super objective. I know, we're talking about this like film students. I love that, though. I think that's why people like us. I guess so. Super objective. We have experience with... That was one of my favorite things. I know. Production and story and directing and beats and that kind of stuff. Yeah. But no, But the main event was great. He can still perform in the ring, and he can work a match as a face really effectively. He was selling the rib injury. Yeah, he's still the best wrestler not named AJ Styles, in my opinion, my lowly opinion. He's fantastic in the ring, and honestly, that kind of trumps everything. Same with TJ Perkins. You know what? I know that if I legitimately watched all the cruiserweight matches, including his, it's not going to keep me from watching his matches. Yeah, but it'll keep you potentially from appreciating his full body of work. What happens to him as a character in the larger story. Yeah. And right now, to parallel with that, I kind of don't care what happens with Seth. Do you care what happens with Seth right now? I don't. Right now, I want Jericho to have the Universal title. That's sort of my thing right now. Yeah, I want him to get that title. If their goal, if their goal is building up to, especially if their goal is Owens, Finn at Mania, Seth, Triple H. Because I agree with you. What we want shouldn't be Jericho wearing that belt. Right, exactly. Unless it's going to somehow enhance those two stories. Well, I think Owens... And I think it will. It'll provide story opportunities after this Rollins feud is over for Owens and Jericho. I'm sure they will feud. I just honestly, at this point, I want to fast forward to Owens Jericho because I think that'll be spectacular. Yes. It'll be great for a couple months, and then he can focus on Finn when he comes back. Yeah. Let's talk about Goldberg. Yeah. So Goldberg was on ESPN talking about Brock Lesnar. Yeah. And then Heyman came out to challenge Goldberg to a fight. Yeah. In Suplex City. Yeah, he said, Goldberg. Is my Heyman getting any better? No, it's not. He said, Goldberg, terrible. You're next. Yeah, he said, Goldberg, you're next. I appreciate that Paul tried to motivate their match. Yeah. And I understand that motivation in terms of Brock. The one itch he hasn't scratched. Yeah, the one blemish on his record. Yeah, is 0-1 to Goldberg. Doesn't really make me want to see the match anymore, though. I'm okay with it. I don't have a problem with it. I'm not excited about it. But I don't have a problem with
I can't
it.
say I have legitimate excitement. What are you more excited about? The prospect of what would you rather see? Goldberg versus Brock or Jericho winning that Universal title?
Oh, I'd rather see Jericho winning the
Like
Universal title.
by
Yeah.
miles.
Yeah, it's not
by
even close.
miles and
It's
miles.
not even close.
But I'll say this. Who would you rather see Goldberg take on, Brock Lesnar take on at this point? I'll put it this way. Brock versus Goldberg, I'm not going to go to the merch stand.
No, I won't either.
It's not going to be a Brock. You don't think it's going to be a Brock massacring Goldberg as usual?
No, Brock will win, but it won't be a squash match.
I think Goldberg will put up a fight, which
Yeah.
which logically makes no sense because why would Goldberg put up a bigger fight than Randy Orton?
I know.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. Do you think? Someone mentioned this on Twitter. One of our friendos. Do you think the crowd's going to hijack this match?
I mean, WrestleMania.
Your hesitation means there's a possibility.
Oh yeah, there's always a possibility. WrestleMania 20 was also 13 years ago.
Because I got that question a lot, and because all of our friendos and whatnot understand that was a god awful match from two guys on their way out. Everybody knew they're on their way out, and they kind of treated it as such.
Yeah, and I think their motivations and their the current status of their individual lives are so much different than they were then.
They're not shying away from that match.
No.
They're using that match as motivation for Brock Lesnar for the match. It's interesting how they're going to not address the fact that it was a crap match.
It would have been interesting if they had, though. Like if Goldberg had said,
There's still time.
I know. If Goldberg or Heyman had said, not only did, I guess in Lesnar's case, not only did Brock lose, but it was, maybe use the word embarrassing.
Yeah.
Because even the highlights they showed last night I was watching, I was like, oh, they're making this match not look bad.
Yeah, I know. And in fact,
they cut out all the 15 minutes of rest holds.
yeah, I know. It makes me wonder if how that could have been different if people didn't know. Well, yeah, I guess both guys, nobody was really motivated. They both have admitted they weren't motivated,
I know.
I think.
I mean, in a vacuum, regardless of how the crowd reacted, the match wasn't good.
Yeah.
The crowd made it worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it wasn't a good match.
Yeah. I just wonder, it is interesting. It's an interesting
Even Stone Cold seemed bored with it. When
Yeah,
he
I
was
know. It's
roughing it.
It's an interesting conundrum for the WWE, and that you had such a bad match, and it's like, oh, well, we're going to do this again, but it is Brock Lesnar, it is Goldberg.
So the situation,
which trumps that.
Those guys' situations now are completely different.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure they'll be motivated at least to put on a decent show.
I just wonder because, here's the benefit to admitting that it was a crap fest is that you lessen the risk that the crowd's going to try to take it over and remind everybody that it was a crap fest.
Yeah.
Because if they say, yeah, you might have been booing, but let's do some really cool stuff to build it up, the crowd's not going to be willing to boo it. They're going to give it the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
If you admit that it was crap and then you do some really cool things to build it up, that's going to overtake the crowd wanting to hijack it.
Yeah.
So Toronto's a good crowd too. So
they can be.
Yeah, they'll want to see it. Let's see here. So yeah, Heyman did his big promo. Big ups to 2K17. That's out. I gotta download that sucker and get on it.
Yeah,
we got some fun stuff coming up with 2K17.
Braun Strowman.
Braun. Oh yeah, I love that. The Clash Brothers.
The Splash Brothers.
The Splash Brothers.
Splash Brothers.
The Splash Brothers.
Steven and Clay Splash.
Couple of interesting looking fellas. Local to the scene, probably. I'd imagine.
Yeah.
One of them was really good on the mic.
Yeah.
The first guy was good on the mic.
Yeah.
I liked it. Braun was busting out some moves that we hadn't seen before.
He did a drop kick.
Double drop kick.
It was great.
Yeah.
I thought his promo afterwards was
Man,
really good.
I'm telling you, anybody out there who has a problem with Braun Strowman being featured more, listen to that Steve Austin podcast he was on. He's got the best voice that carries, and he talked more last night, and he's got that, I don't know where he's from. I want to say like
from South Carolina.
South Carolina. He's got that accent.
Or North Carolina. He's from one of the Carolinas.
Okay, he's from over there, and he's got that accent that's just so rich. It's a rich accent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And his voice is gravelly,
yeah,
but not gross.
But I'm sure his promo last night was scripted. It sounded organic.
It sounded organic.
It was great.
And that's saying a whole lot when you get some words that somebody's feeding to you and you can make it sound organic.
And you have to do it after you just had a match.
Yes. It was good.
It was really good.
I want to see Braun I want them to hit a home run with Braun.
I know. I like they're taking their time.
They're taking their time with him. Did you hear the rumor?
Samoa Joe.
Woo! Oh boy. Braun could recover from that loss, too.
Oh, yeah.
He
Oh,
could
yeah.
totally, because he's going to take that loss.
And Joe would make him look great.
Oh, he'd make him look great. Are you kidding me? Because I think people are probably going to, from what I gleaned from the Stone Cold podcast, too, is that Braun really wants to be a sponge. He says, I loved going up and down the road with the Wyatts and just listening. He's
good.
like, there were some great, him and the Big Show. I guess he dealt with the Big Show. I don't know. Wyatts maybe feud with the Big Show at some point. I don't know. But he said that maybe he did like a house show circuit with the Big Show.
Yeah.
He said, I learned so much from him. Braun wants to learn. He's a humble dude. He enjoys spectacle.
Yeah.
Push the shit out of that guy.
Yeah. But take your time with it.
But take your time with it. Exactly. Don't force him on everybody.
Well, I like a week after he demanded stiffer competition, that instead of giving him
It was good that two guys.
Yeah, two
Give me
guys.
two jobs.
Instead of a lower mid-card guy.
Exactly. And I was thinking, what could they do after this? Maybe trot out like an old WWE, not legend, but somebody who hasn't been around a while, who has got some name value, who's had some success in the past, who's down to do one show and get killed.
Yeah.
You know, that's something you can do in the meantime. Because what do you think, Joe's November?
It'll be after TakeOver,
When is TakeOver?
the Survivor Series weekend, so November.
Okay, late
So,
November. Okay,
yeah,
so
another
early,
month and a
early
half.
December. Okay, all right. Enjoy Joe on NXT while you can, man. Oh boy.
What did I tell you? Whoever lost that NXT Brooklyn match, they were the one to get called up next, huh?
I know. You know what you're doing. Hey, we were even on those predictions though.
Yeah, we were.
Even see, we'll talk about it tomorrow because that's a SmackDown show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here. We had
We pretty much covered most of Raw, I believe.
yeah, look at that. We did. I thought it was a very good sprawling recap. Anyways, let's answer some questions.
Sure.
Answer some questions.
Retired Dwayne Nix. Now that it's official, Sasha and Charlotte will square off for the Raw's women title in a Hell in a Cell match.
Yes.
You guys think Raw should make more history and put the amazing match as the main event at Hell in a Cell? Until they announced the Universal title match was also be in Hell in a Cell, I thought there was a distinct possibility that the women's title match could main event the show.
I think that they're going to do this bit by bit. As much as I'd love them to do that, I never really thought. I thought the Cell's enough in terms of coming at it from their perspective. Not mine. I would love to see that. I think it should be main eventing. But I think the Cell is enough in terms of like how they
The
wanna,
historical aspect.
how
of
they
things.
want to go. Yeah, how they want to do this. But I'm pushing up my prediction for pay-per-view main eventing.
Oh, within the next year,
Goddamn, dude! Within the next 6 months,
potentially. Yeah.
one of the next 5 non-Big Four Raw pay-per-views will have a main event with those two. That's what I'm thinking.
You don't think Hell in a Cell will be their blow-off match?
I guess it probably should be, but they might want to milk it for more. I don't know. I could see them continuing it on because it's pretty big.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big deal.
Yeah. The crowd was super into
Big time.
that opening segment last
Yeah,
night.
absolutely.
Carlos Hackworth. What's up, friendos? Hope you had a great time at No Mercy.
Yeah.
Raw was average tonight, like always. Do you think WWE knows what they are doing with the roster, or are they trying to take a page from SmackDown and try new things?
There's no evidence to suggest that they're trying to take a page from SmackDown and try new things. I don't even know. I honestly don't even know. I mean, if Dave Meltzer from Wrestling Observer is to be believed, Vince still has a really heavy hand in both shows.
Yeah.
So I don't know if internally they are what we suspect they are doing in that allowing SmackDown to be more.
I would suspect it's just, okay, each writing staff, they have their ideas, they're pitched to Vince, and he signs off on them or not. Mm-hmm. Or gives notes or gives ideas based on the ideas that are presented to him. That would be my guess.
But do you think that Vince is simply allowing more leeway with SmackDown than he is Raw?
I don't know.
Or do you just think that those writing staffs happen to land where they are?
I think that's the case.
Really? You think that's
so.
the case?
Yeah.
You don't think that Raw they want to play more conservatively because it's the flagship show?
That could be true.
How do we know that the Raw? I mean, we don't. We obviously don't
Yeah.
know. But if the Raw, I wonder if the Raw writing staff is like, man, we get handcuffed a bit more than SmackDown because we're
I hadn't
Raw.
thought of that. Yeah, it could be. That could be.
We can't do that on Raw. Put it on SmackDown. We do it on SmackDown. I could totally see Vince saying something
I guess
like
that's a
that.
possibility.
Can't do that on Raw.
Colt Mallet, new patron here. Us as
Thank you, Colt.
Yes.
Love your name.
Us as hardcore fans are not excited about Goldberg Lesnar 2. Is the casual fan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or is WWE merely doing this for 2K17?
A and B.
Yeah.
Or C and D. Or B and C, rather. I think that this is definitely to sell the network. Mm-hmm. Absolutely is to sell the network. Mm-hmm. And I think 2K17 simply brought Goldberg to the party. And, you know, it's so interesting. It's so interesting, the dynamic that exists now with 2K17, where they've been able to broker these or bring to the party
because
guys
Goldberg,
like Warrior, guys like Goldberg.
Well, Goldberg said that, when he worked out the deal to be the pre-order character, it was strictly through the game company and had nothing to do with WWE.
Nothing to do with WWE,
Yeah.
But then that one thing leads to another. And the 2K has ended up being this odd, if you know, it's to be believed, rumors are to be believed, they're this odd mediator that, you know, sort of brings people in who might not have done business before. And then WWE's like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's do this. That's interesting. It's weird.
Pretty boy Adam Mayhem. Hey, friendos.
Hi.
First of all, anyone else worried that with how injury-prone Sasha is, a Hell in a Cell match will make it 20 times worse? We might have a really bad injury. By the way, answering a question from last week, Kota Ibushi has the best powerbomb in the business right now. His powerbomb is very good.
At this moment, I'm not going to disagree with that. I think you got a good point there.
Very good.
Adam Mayhem. Oh, we kind of said this. We hope not. But wouldn't surprise me also.
But, you know, I know Sasha has a reputation for being injury prone, but the two injuries I know of, the most recent one with the back, I don't know what happened with that. But the one before,
that seemed to have been like sort of a thing that might have been building.
A wear and tear type thing, maybe. But then the one before that, when she got concussed, was just like a freak thing where a ref kneed her in the head.
Did the ref knee her in the head, or was that wasn't Carmella? No, that was on Breaking Ground. Okay, that was something different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was at a house show, and a ref apparently just accidentally kneed her in the
head.
head.
Yeah, but then we've seen like suicide dives where
I
she,
know.
Like, bends herself backwards.
I know, but those
jumping over refs and shit, which are amazing spots.
Yeah,
which are great spots. That jumping over the ref spot is
but
like
doing
one of my
that
spots
isn't in and of itself evidence that she's injury prone.
I would think that moonsault is probably like Charlotte's moonsault is probably.
I know.
God damn it, she gets so high. So high. And when you see her land in real time, it's like, oh, God.
I know they showed the replay last night, and I was like, I didn't remember it being the whole thing that quick.
Yeah.
Like, she did the corkscrew and everything so quickly.
Yeah. And then she get, like, basically one hand on Sasha, and Sasha goes down, but it's like, yeah, just sort of land.
Sasha had to move to her right to catch her.
Dude.
The little that she was able to.
Yeah, it wasn't that much. There was a lot of just Charlotte impact from jumping that high.
Yeah.
God damn.
Chandler 3 Productions. Hello, Steve and Heel Larson. What?
Nothing. Go ahead.
I'm finding the suspension of Paige very suspicious.
Uh-oh. Conspiracy talk from Chandler 3 Productions.
Do you guys think that her being suspended again for 60 days is a way to get out of her WWE contract? If this is true, then WWE could be dicks and use the Randy Orton clause to keep her in the WWE.
No, because even the thing about that is, even if she suspended her way out of the WWE, she's still technically under contract and has probably a no compete clause through the length of that contract, and then a little bit of change on that.
90 days afterwards.
Yeah, so I would really doubt.
And what, her contract runs through 2019?
I think so. Yeah. So especially if she retained legal counsel, they're probably gonna be like, that's not gonna work.
Yeah. Josh
Pruneda.
Excuse me. Hey, friendos, new patron.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you. Great to finally meet you guys. Oh, at No Mercy.
Oh, nice.
But I want to know, at some point in the future, when the women's division grows in size on both brands, do you think the women's division will introduce women's tag titles or subtitles? Yeah. Like the Intercontinental or U.S. title. Mm-hmm. Thanks, guys. Love the show. P.S. Super excited about Sasha and Charlotte in Hell in a Cell. I think WWE will make it the main event.
No, I think we already sort of mentioned that.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
It's going to happen. As far as will they expand, I would love to see that. You need a lot more depth.
You probably need double the competitors on both shows.
To at least to do a subtitle. I mean,
yeah.
Like tag title is like,
well, if they doubled
10 more people.
Like on SmackDown, if they doubled the women's roster, they'd have 14.
They would have to. Now. They would have to do it like en masse, like the cruiserweight division. They'd have to bring in like 10 females, 5 female tag teams to make that a real division. I don't know if they're going to do that.
Maybe down the line, but
maybe. But I don't know. I would tend to doubt it.
Chris Schwinghammer. What do you guys make of Sin Cara joining the Cruiserweights? Which superstars do you think will follow suit?
Everybody's pointing at Neville. They really want to see it, but they're tagging Neville with Sami Zayn right now. I'm not sure how official that is in terms of like them being a tag team, but it's been, 2-3 weeks in a row? Well, no, Sami was singles last week.
They've tagged before.
They've tagged before, though.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I feel like they're waiting on Sami.
For a storyline opportunity. I think that's what it is. Yeah. Which superstars do you think will follow suit? Kalisto, maybe? Obviously, he's on SmackDown now, but...
They can drag him over.
Yeah.
I would say Kalisto would be like probably the number one option, which I would love to see.
Yeah.
He's a good little wrestler.
Yeah. One-time Iron Man heavy metalweight champion. Hey, friendos, with WWE putting Sin Cara in the Cruiserweight division match last night, who else can you see from the main roster, even NXT or outside the WWE, making their way into the Cruiserweight division and being somehow successful? Two similar questions. I just put them both in here. So
okay. I like that I love everybody claiming their belts, man. That's great. Iron Man heavy metalweight champion. Good job on that one.
Andrew Piovani. Hey, friendos. Is 3 Hell in a Cell matches a bit overkill?
No, it's Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Put them all in a cell. No way. You're crazy.
Steve doesn't retain anything special about the gimmick at all. He just wants it all in Hell in a Cell.
Look, the pay-per-view is called Hell in a Cell.
So at Royal Rumble, should every match be a Royal Rumble match?
Mm-hmm.
Should Elimination Chamber? Should every match be an Elimination Chamber match?
Now you're just being ridiculous.
No, I'm not. You're
yes,
saying
every match should be eliminated. No, because Elimination Chamber. No, you know why? Because Elimination Chamber, it has 6 people in it.
It'd just be Survivor Series.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's got 6 people there.
Well, at Money in the Bank, should every match be a Money in the Bank match?
Maybe. Hold on, I'm thinking about it. No, because you'd only have like 2 matches.
No,
you'd have 3 matches.
I think every belt would have a Money in the Bank match.
Every belt would
So
have
a
a briefcase for every belt?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do that.
So it'll only be about 4 or 5.
Yeah, wouldn't have a lot of matches. But when it works, like Hell in a Cell is something that only 2 people need to be in.
I understand. That's still too many Hell in a Cell matches.
No, it's not enough.
Oh, my goodness. Tommy Cook. When there were doubts in my mind that Dolph was leaving, I began to wonder who could replace him as the new Colonel Sanders of WWE. Your opinions on who you would replace him with? Tommy Cook votes for Kane.
I was busy doing something else. What now? Oh, God, the new Colonel Sanders. Sorry, Tommy, I was preoccupied.
Who, if Dolph did leave, who would WWE...
Kane is too goofy. Dolph was really legit as Colonel Sanders. So it needs to be somebody else who can do that really well. Randy Orton.
That would be interesting.
I would love to see Randy Orton with his stone face.
Yeah, it'd be a deadpan.
The deadpan Colonel Sanders would be amazing.
That's a good answer.
I'd mark out so hard for Randy Orton as Colonel Sanders.
What about Chris Jericho?
Too
goofy?
Too goofy.
Okay.
Kevin Owens is another one I'd love to see, actually. Kevin Owens I would love to see as Colonel Sanders. I think because he could be goofy, but he's also mean.
What about Bo Dallas?
In current form, yes.
Yeah.
Like rhyming and all weird and creepy.
Eddie Men. What do you guys think about having women in cruiserweight tag team championships? We already kind of talked about that. Also, what do you guys think about updating the design of both the U.S. and Intercontinental Championship belts? I see the IC belt is looking a bit roughed up. You guys got to see it up close with The Miz. How did it look?
The IC belt, I think, is fine.
Yeah, that's the one belt that still retains the classic look it had.
I'm afraid, number one, I'm afraid to revamp any belt because I'm afraid they're just going to use that same design. But if somebody can come up with a better way to revamp the U.S. title, I think
they just kind of update the U.S. title not long ago? Like right when Cena won it? I thought the shape
didn't Cena have a spinner U.S.
Oh,
title?
he did years ago, yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, his most
recent one?
I thought they changed the shape of the main plate a little bit.
It does. If they did, it doesn't look that different.
No, maybe this could be my imagination.
They make it bigger.
KJ from NY. Hi. Are you guys excited about the women's cell match? Think it might steal the show? Also, any small chance we see a Charlotte cell moonsault?
No.
Not off the top, no.
No way. No. God.
Maybe off the side.
I honestly, I hope not.
Maybe halfway up the side.
Can you do moonsault off the side of a cage?
So long as your feet don't get caught in the fence, yeah.
Oh, God. It all sounds bad. Will it steal the show? I have a feeling they're really going to try to steal the show, and it scares the shit out of me. I don't want them to get injured, but it should be really exciting too.
Yeah.
I think that match has the potential to be the most creatively booked match,
Yes.
and so I think that might be a show stealer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jared Kincaid, definitely one of the better Raws of the year in his opinion. Here's his question.
Really?
Why do I hate Roman Reigns so much? Follow-up question. WWE knows it and tries to constantly put him in great stories with great people, but everyone hates him. Not really a question, I guess. Just a rant.
Wait, what? Sorry. See, you always say you read the question and then you stay silent.
Well, I'm thinking. Usually I let you answer first,
Yeah, I don't like that.
and I think.
Why do I hate Roman Reigns so much? I don't know.
I don't know. We don't hate him.
I don't really hate him. I think he's not utilized properly as a character
Yeah.
50% of the time, which rubs me the wrong way.
But we don't hate him.
Yeah, I don't. And I do think though, we've talked about this a little bit before, that the booing Roman on his music is sort of a Pavlovian thing now.
It kind of is getting to the point where, where Cena's theme hits and you just want to sing John Cena sucks.
Yeah,
We did it, no mercy.
yeah,
I don't hate John Cena. I don't think he sucks,
yeah.
but it's fun to sing.
I know we were singing it with Gusto the other night.
Yeah.
John Cena.
Well, because we wanted
sucks.
AJ to win.
Oh, besides that, yeah, AJ's the man.
Kyle Ulysses. Hey, guys. With Goldberg returning next week, do you think we will see him after his match with Lesnar, or will this be something to just promote 2K17 and call it quits? Kyle personally would like to see him in a program with Triple H again.
One and done. One
You think so?
and
you don't
done.
think they would try to get him involved in WrestleMania somehow?
Well, what could he do at Mania? Goldberg's going to fight Shane.
You mean Lesnar's going to fight Shane?
Lesnar's going to fight Shane.
And Triple H would probably be wrestling Rollins.
Goldberg versus Dean Ambrose. Goldberg technically should be a SmackDown signing. If they're doing this, well, no, I guess they're not going to do it this way because Heyman just challenged Goldberg to a fight. So I guess
he
it's
can
going to be
just
on Raw.
not be.
That's so annoying. I wish they would have done it the way that I had heard rumors about, where it was going to be Shane would be signing Goldberg as his proxy to take on Lesnar. I thought that would have been way cooler.
Yeah.
In which case, Goldberg, like the friendo Luke said, Goldberg would be on SmackDown.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I like that. Goldberg be SmackDown's part-time guy.
Yeah.
I like that.
Who on SmackDown would be a good feud for Goldberg?
Goldberg versus Cena. Goldberg versus Ambrose.
Yeah, Goldberg versus Cena would be good.
There's a lot of people on SmackDown. Not I don't want anywhere near AJ Styles, but Goldberg versus Cena because that's a dream match. Did they?
Yeah.
They never fought. I don't think.
No,
They didn't fight.
I don't think so. What about Goldberg and Randy Orton?
No, don't like that. Goldberg Rock at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that could
Rock
happen.
originally was supposed to be a best of 3 series.
Oh, yeah.
That's what Rock wanted. Then he became too big, like right as that was happening.
Yeah.
And he took off after one match, which was a decent match if I recall.
Yeah.
If I recall.
Tucker Bomback. Hey, friendos. Just want to say that I don't really get the booking decisions with Darren Young or Titus.
Where has Darren Young been?
I know. Both guys seem to really get into gimmicks
It's true.
when they're given them,
Yes.
but the management seems to give up on them very quickly and take them off TV or start jobbing them out. Do you guys think this is some kind of punishment, or do you think creative just has no idea what to do with it?
I think in terms of Titus losing, it's part of his story.
Yeah.
So I think they have a very solid idea, at least right now, of what they're doing with him.
Yeah.
Darren Young, I think maybe just didn't get over. Darren Young, to me, it smacks of somebody in creative having a really solid idea for him, and then having those plans pulled out from under them because there were other priorities. Pure speculation on my part, but it just seems like they built him up so much and then it went absolutely nowhere. It sounds like somebody there, whoever was writing that particular thing, had a very clear idea of what they wanted to do, but then priorities within the company got in the way.
Well, then also the brand split happened too, because he was in a feud with The Miz.
That's right.
And then they got separated by the brand split.
That's right. That's right.
So that could have changed plans too.
Yeah.
Chris Kimmel. Hey, friendos. First off, I'm going to tell you guys that I got tickets for SmackDown Live pay-per-view TLC. And second, if the rumors are true, what do you think about Samoa Joe being the credible opponent for Braun Strowman once he makes his main roster debut?
We talked about that.
Yeah.
We're in it. We're into it. We like it.
I mean, granted, I'd prefer Samoa Joe to be on SmackDown. But I want to see him on
Yeah,
main.
but you know what? Okay, at this point though, SmackDown kind of it needs something for me to give a shit about it.
mean
I'm sorry,
Raw?
Raw needs something for me to give a
Well,
shit
that's,
about it.
when Shinsuke comes.
Oh man.
Shinsuke will be on Raw.
Yeah. Finn needs Finn Balor, too.
Yeah.
Raw was really hurt by Finn's injury, way more than I had really anticipated.
Yep.
Yeah.
Najee polls. Over-under. Brock versus Goldberg will be longer than Brock versus Orton. It will be longer.
Longer. Significantly longer.
Matt Chapman. Hey, friendos. WWE has never really let women have weapons matches with the exception of China.
Yeah.
Matt Chapman can't think of any unless he's forgetting something. With Sasha and Charlotte facing off in a cell, how violent do you think the match will be, and will we see any weapon spots?
No.
I'm sure they'll use the cell. Like,
gonna be- it's gonna
throw
be-
each other into the cell, that kind of
It's
stuff.
going to be more violent than we're used to.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Yeah.
I don't foresee any weapons
You don't think they'd use tables?
at this point. What, for the Hell in a Cell match or just in general?
For the Hell in a Cell match.
Do they have tables?
There was a table
coming off the table.
There's a table spot in the Reigns Wyatt Hell in a Cell match.
They always do a table. You're right. They always do that. They did that. Seth and Dean did that too.
Mm-hmm.
Will we see a table spot?
No, I don't mean the announce team table. I mean like it's a table. Because during the Wyatt Reigns Hell in a Cell.
I don't know. I would say no. I don't know. They're probably going to say, Sasha, we don't want you to get injured again. Just be cool. Don't hurt yourself.
I wouldn't be surprised if a table got involved. Not the announce table, just a table.
Where is it going to come? Wait, did you said Roman and Bray did a table spot?
Yeah, and their Hell in a Cell match.
Was it an announce table or a regular table?
I just said it was a regular table.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Bray put Roman through the table.
Okay.
His his kind of choke slam looking move.
Okay.
Through a table.
All right. I'm going to say no. You say yes.
I'm not saying yes. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay. That's a yes.
It's a push.
It's a push.
Lucas, Coward Marshall. Hey, friendo, since the brand split and Raw moving the announce team off camera, do you feel that you no longer get taken out of the moment when you see them talking and not looking at the action in the ring? More like script reading than true commentary. I think what really has benefited the Raw announce team is the addition of Corey Graves.
Here's my thing about that is that when you look at so we were at No Mercy the other night, and I've noticed this before, but you can see it up close and personal when you're actually at the show. The announce team, regardless of where they are, they look at the monitors.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that's by design. They are required to look at the monitors.
Oh, I think because they need to react what the people are seeing on TV.
Exactly
not
correct.
To what they're seeing live.
That's exactly why. So
Yeah.
regardless of where they are, they're not looking at the action in the ring. They're looking at what they see in the monitors, which is weird. But I mean, probably just get used to it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Two-time hardcore champion Jericho Kunzman. Hey, friendos, how are you today? Good.
Good.
And my question is, do you think Cesaro and Sheamus will win the tag titles, and who will their first opponents be after the New Day? They're not winning the belts. They're a tag team to further the feud between them.
I honestly think it's a wait and see approach. I don't think that there's a long-term plan for them to be a tag and then split up. I think they are taking a wait and see approach. They're going to put them as a tag team because they have nothing better to do with them. The tag team division can use them, and we'll see where they go. But I don't think it's a long-term plan to.
They'll have
to
a
split
blow-off
them up.
match. They'll have a blow-off match eventually. The mobile sensation. Hey, friendo, an imaginary friend.
That's you he's talking to.
I'm real. In response to your question last week, yes, the Attitude Era never had commercials during matches for Raw or SmackDown except for one SmackDown during a 6-man tag match featuring The Rock. Back then, when the wrestlers cut a promo, the commentators would speak during the segment. However, now they don't do that anymore. Do you think commentary during promos adds an extra element? Like when the King would react hilariously to everything The Rock, Vince McMahon, and Chris Jericho said. P.S. Top Notch Super Best is an awesome name. Yes,
No,
it is.
It's a terrible name. So
It's an awesome name.
it's awful.
I don't want commentary during promos, generally
I
speaking.
don't either. Yeah, I don't want that. Although, I trust Corey Graves to do it properly.
Yeah.
If it's on like on NXT and him and Tom Phillips, I trust them to do that.
It depends on the
properly.
team then, the commentary team.
Yeah.
Smapty Jones, Guten Tag, friendos. Hi.
Guten Tag.
Another Raw, another week where nothing is set up for Sami Zayn. Do you feel that with Jericho losing, that a Zayn-Jericho 2 could be a match we'll see at Hell in a Cell? Probably not.
No, I would not say that.
P.S. was wondering what your reaction was to the cornet burning Garvin's face video.
It was amazing. It was fantastic. I loved it.
It's pretty intense.
It was great.
Marty Too Sweet. Hey, friendos, an honor meeting you guys at No Mercy this Sunday. Sorry for being a little weird. I was nervous and shy, but thanks for taking a picture with me.
Oh, no, I thought you were fine. You were great.
2 questions. What match do you guys want?
I can be a bit overbearing sometimes. I'm a very loud presence. So that might have been it.
What match?
Baxus.
Did you the blooper reel?
I didn't. It's sitting on my shit though.
Okay.
I'll put it up.
That was funny.
Yeah, I know that was good.
I mean, I haven't seen the blooper reel, but being there was funny.
Oh god,
we were recording
so hard.
when we were filming the worst Cena matches. Episode.
Oh, we could not stop laughing.
We started laughing and couldn't stop. Anyways, what match did you guys go to buy merch, and what did you guys buy? We didn't go to the merch table at all at No Mercy.
No, we didn't. No Mercy. We didn't.
Second question. Do you think WWE will ever bring in the triple cage match from WCW in 2000? If not, what match would you guys want them to bring from WCW? A simplified War Games.
Yes, absolutely. No, I don't want that triple. I didn't like that triple cage to begin with. It looked terrifying for one thing because the top cage had such a small area at the top. Like, David Arquette looked like he was shitting himself the whole time. And then Jeff Jarrett gets up there. He looks like he's shitting himself. David Arquette hits Diamond Dallas Page with a guitar. And Diamond Dallas Page has to very slowly climb his way down in, like, feigning that he was really legit injured. As opposed to falling from there, he had to just eat it.
I know.
And then act like he's injured while he's climbing. It was horribly awkward.
Yeah, because he probably didn't feel confident falling.
Fuck no. There was, like, because then, like, that area was small.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
War Games.
Yeah, War Games, of course.
Caesar Garcia. Hello, friendos. It's Caesar. My question is, who do you think moves into the SmackDown World Title main event scene now? Now that Cena is leaving to film American Grit and Dean is leaving to film a movie, his 2 options are Randy Orton or The Miz. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks. I don't think this Orton-Bray Wyatt feud is over.
I don't think so either.
So I guess it would have to be The Miz.
It seems like it'd be The Miz. AJ embraces the crowd, or at least...
for the time being.
Yeah.
Or even, as you said, they can do the... didn't you say after we were leaving No Mercy that Miz can just really push the Hollywood thing, right? Isn't that what you said?
Wait, what? He could push the Hollywood thing?
Because we talked after No Mercy about what was next. We had this conversation, and we both thought the Miz versus AJ made sense. And you came up with an angle, but I can't remember what it was. I thought it was the Hollywood thing, though. But maybe I'm imagining that.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Sorry.
I want him to. I don't like the Hollywood thing, brother.
I'm thinking. Whatever. I forgot. Steve Alessi. Do you think that Brian Kendrick has a chance to walk out of Hell in the Cell with the Cruiserweight title? Hope you enjoy the shirts I sent.
Yes, we did. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. Kendrick, new Cruiserweight champion. I'm going to say yes.
I hope so. I'm going to say yes, too. We're going to agree on that one.
Then I'll say no.
Oh, okay. I'm going to say yes. Okay. You think TJ Perkins is going to run through a bunch of people first?
I don't know what's going to happen. I have no idea what they're going to do with that.
God, everybody likes his stupid. Everybody likes his stupid video game theme. That makes me think he's going to keep the title for a while. That sucks.
If they want to establish the belt, it kind of makes sense for the first guy to have it to carry it for a little bit.
I know. That's annoying. I want the Brian Kendrick to have it.
Rob Gutierrez. Hey, friendos. New patron here. Thank you very much.
Rob.
What would
you guys think
about WWE having a women's Royal Rumble with the winner facing the champion of their brand at Mania? I think it would elevate and legitimize the women's titles even more. Thanks, guys. Love the show. When they have enough women to actually have a battle royal.
I mean, you need a lot of people for that, dude.
Probably a minimum of 20.
I just don't. Look, a Money in the Bank match makes total sense for the women. Royal Rumble doesn't make any sense. A tag division doesn't make any sense. And a sub belt doesn't make any sense given the depth.
Yep.
There's not a lot.
Yep. Damon Cruz. Hey, friendos. Thank you so much for the too sweet for my son. You guys make me laugh with your impressions. Steve, when you did the Austin,
that's what he, because, okay, so in that episode, originally I think it was just scripted for me to say, but then John Cena said no, so blah, blah, blah. But instead I said no kind of funny at first.
Yeah.
I said, instead John Cena said no.
It wasn't even that. It was such plain.
Yeah, it was such a, yeah.
Instead, John Cena said no. And there's a little pause afterwards.
Yeah. And he started cracking up. And so instead of just, instead of trying to get through it, and doing it exactly the same way. I said, so then John Cena said, oh, God.
And that always makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Anyway, which impression do you both like doing? And also, which one do you like the other doing?
I like when you do The Undertaker.
That's the only one I really do.
Yeah. What impression do you like?
I can hear you say all day.
You want fries with that?
Jay Wood. Hey, guys. I never want this to happen, but do you think WWE will ever let someone break Bruno Sammartino's title reign record? Is there anyone on the current roster you think could do it? No.
No, not even.
How long did he have the belt? Like 8 years?
I think it was 8 years. And then there was like 2. Wasn't there one that was like 11? Wasn't it like 11 and 8?
Yeah,
or
something like that.
I don't know.
No, it's not going to happen.
That
ever.
is way too long.
I was shocked when they let CM Punk have it for more than a year.
I know. Man, oh man.
Two-time Waffle House World Waffle Eating Champion. How you doing, friendos?
I love that. That's great.
I would like your thoughts on potential Goldberg-Lesnar 2. I wasn't watching wrestling during the Monday Night Wars or when the first Goldberg-Lesnar match happened at WrestleMania 20, so I don't really understand or appreciate the appeal of Goldberg. To me, this is one big advertisement for 2K17 or WWE not being able to let go of the past.
If I was you, I'd watch the Monday Night Wars documentary series.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
And it's
fantastic.
Hopefully, it will lend that perspective. It was the thing about Goldberg was that he looked so legit. Like he didn't look. It's an intangible.
Yeah,
it really is an intangible because a million other guys can. Look. Okay, for example, the Renegade. You know, big jack dude. They dolled him up looking like the Warrior. But he just lacked that intangible. You know, anybody can put on the Ultimate Warrior's outfit, but say what you will about Jim Hellwig, that dude looked legit. He had so much charisma in his face, and then he put on that face paint. Oh, man, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Goldberg was the same way.
Yeah, like Goldberg really was never a good wrestler.
Yeah, even the name, like Bill Goldberg, is sort of a normal name.
He was never good on the mic.
Yeah.
He just had that it factor.
He had so much, like, you know, and they did him really, really well. Like his entrance it was great. He would come out and he just exuded this weird, intense energy, which you can't buy, you can't foster, you can't create. He just had it.
And he'd go out and destroy people.
And he had a lot of people making him look really good.
Yep.
And the fact that he was doing this parallel to like the main, like, you know, the like just on his own, that streak happening. And then, you know, he's announced as like, you know, he wins the U.S. belt, which is so far behind or below the world title belt. And then he was announced as like the number one contender, and it wasn't Sting or Luger, one of those guys. It was Goldberg, who's fresh and doesn't have a history, and oh my God, he's a monster.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah. Will Fernandez. Hey, friendos. My question is kind of long, so sorry in advance.
Man, can we break this down a little bit?
With Survivor Series coming up in about 2 months or so, I thought the best way to get talent over to each brand would be a 5-on-5 Raw versus SmackDown match.
He's talking about Shane and Steph each talk about having a superior brand, building up over a few weeks, where they bet the winner gets one or two of the superstars from the losing team's roster. That could be better than trades because you don't have to give someone up and then a whole superstar.
Oh, that's kind of. I've said something similar to this before.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
I mean
it's a creative way of doing it. Maybe
as a general manager or commissioner in this case, would you want talent from a team you just beat?
Yeah, I know. And then the other side of that, would you want to put up like, you know, I don't know.
Because you wouldn't want to put up any of your top tier talent.
Yeah.
For a risk of losing them.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not totally against the idea, like having a match to bring somebody over. I'm not sure that this is the way to do it.
Yeah.
But keep thinking of them.
Colin, with how ridiculous the WWE is being with Braun, do you think they will actually feed 3 jobbers to him next week? Or do you think he'll actually get a real opponent? I hope he gets 3 jobbers next week.
That'd be fantastic.
I hope in 5 weeks he's got 7 wrestlers he has to face. Jamie 10. Hi, guys. It seems as if people haven't been able to invest themselves into the Cruiserweight division. Should the WWE start letting the Cruiserweights cut more promos and develop individual storylines and characters, or should they stick to their in-ring focus to separate it from the main roster?
I think they're doing it okay right now. They're very slowly doing it. You know, they have TJ and Brian sort of having their sort of roles. They're simple, but they're there.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, they're it's coming along slowly.
Let me find it. Someone else asked a question that I think might relate to that. It has to do with cruiserweights. If I can find it real quick. Okay, here it is. Eric Base Hit King. Hey, friendos. I was at the Raw show last night in Oakland, and I must say that rebranding the ring for each cruiserweight match is a giant buzzkill for fans that are there live. It really takes the energy out of the crowd for that 10-15 minute delay, and that builds resentment towards the cruiserweight matches.
Jeez.
Thus, you get restless fans chanting delete and CM Punk during them.
That's interesting.
Just leave the ring the same and let the matches speak for themselves. My question is, why does WWE do this in the first place? It's not like they have different aprons and ropes for the women or tag team matches.
There's a lot of good points there, and I actually agree with all of them. I thought that the for the inaugural episode of Raw when they came out, I thought it was okay. It's like, okay, this is special.
Yeah.
But since then, you're on Raw. Leave the ring ropes and the apron the way it is.
If you want to do some custom branding, they have the house lights purple during the cruiserweight matches.
Isn't like
and then the Tron is they put
the
purple.
ring Tron is LED. Like half two of them
have
two
LEDs.
sides are LEDs.
Yeah. Light those up.
Light those up.
Leave the ring the same.
The ropes don't need to be different.
No. James Rodriguez, is it me or are the Goldberg-Brock feud being set up the same way as the plot of Rocky Balboa, where a virtual match leads the aging veteran to return to the ring once more to prove that he still has
it?
Well, I don't know.
I didn't really watch Goldberg shit on ESPN.
I don't know who would be the aging veteran in this case, though. I guess it'd be Goldberg.
Goldberg, he's like almost 50 years old. Brock's like our age, isn't he? He's like 40.
He's in his early 40s, I think.
Is he early 40s?
Maybe.
I thought he was like 39.
Oh, maybe. My point is that neither of them are necessarily young.
No, I agree. I mean, so that sort of takes the Rocky VI thing out of the equation. He's your age.
Oh, he's definitely not young.
Yeah. No, he's... Yeah, no, he's your age. I don't know. I haven't seen that necessarily. I wouldn't mind if they did it that way. But the problem with that is that we know that Goldberg's going to lose. And that's not a good end to that story. You got a guy who's saying, yeah, I'm old. Let's see if I can do it. Although it might get the crowd heavily on Goldberg's side. That's a good way to get the crowd more on Goldberg's side than not.
I haven't seen Rocky Balboa, but I kind of feel like that's how... I don't think Rocky won the fight in the movie. I could be wrong. Granted, I haven't seen the movie.
I did see the movie. I went to the premiere.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Did Rocky win?
God, I think he did. And
okay.
Wait, no. No, it was a decision. It was a decision that he lost.
Okay.
He went the entire way, and it was a decision that he lost.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
Okay. Clayton C. Hey, friendos. Hope you had a great time witnessing No Mercy live and in person.
Yeah, we did. It was great.
I also hope that Larson gave a grand total of 0-2 sweets. You don't owe anyone no stinking Turkish wolf.
Oh, man, you were giving them out left and right. You just wouldn't do it on camera.
Well, I mean, there's no evidence of it, so you can't prove it.
Left and right.
Anyways, by the time you're reading this, 2K17 should be released. So I just want to know your thoughts on the whole Suplex City marketing campaign, and do you think 2K Games should continue this trend of theming advertising to the cover superstar like they did with Brock Lesnar? I thought the marketing campaign, the commercials specifically for 2K17 were outstanding.
I'm not sure how they'd be able to do it again, but this was, I think, one of the strongest campaigns for 2K WWE 2K that they have had. I think this might be the year when, they got the license a couple years ago, and I think this might be the first year where they probably were able to do everything they wanted to do, at least in terms of the campaign, because the Suplex City idea, that themed idea,
it's great,
was fantastic.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what they come up for next year.
Yeah. Justin Simmerly. Hey, friendos, do you think the what crowd chant will ever go away? It got old even before Stone Cold stopped doing it more than a decade ago. I hate it, and it ruins the momentum of promos. The only other chant I hate more than this is the boring one.
Do you think what's ever going to go away?
No. It's just part of the show, man.
I don't like it either.
I don't like it.
What would you prefer to go away? What or CM Punk?
CM Punk.
I want Delete to stay.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how insane the crowd would be if Matt Hardy shows up on?
Oh, it'd be great.
That'd be great.
The thing that gets me, that really bugs me, is when people are in a match and people are chanting stuff. Mm-hmm. Like there's regardless if the match is good or not, give the 2 people or 3 people or 4, how many people are in the ring, they're trying to entertain you.
I know. At
least give them the opportunity to, and just don't start chanting boring the first time there's a lull.
I know.
That irritates me.
I know.
That happened in No Mercy. It was irritating.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, there was chants for during Alexa Bliss and Naomi's match.
Oh yeah.
For We Want Becky. well, she's fucking injured or sick or something. She can't be there, and this is what you have, so appreciate it. I can't stand that. And I know I'm going to get comments from people saying, we buy the tickets, we can do what we want. That's true, but, be an asshole if you want. That's fine. You're an asshole for doing it.
Tyrell Davis. Hey, friendos, new patron here. Hi. First, I like your show. You guys crack me up, especially when Steve tries to too sweet Larson. But my question is this. I recently watched the Usos interview on YouTube, and I can't help but to agree with why the Usos turned heel, but it seemed like they opened the door to a possibility of a Roman Reigns heel turn in the future.
No.
Having read that Roman was supposed to have done a double turn when he faced Rollins a couple months ago, but that fell through because of Finn Balor's injury. But I also read in a dirt sheet that Roman's heel turn may come in 2017. How would you guys book his heel turn? Haven't we talked about that before?
Like,
I'm sure we have.
He Superman punches like a 5-year-old child.
Here's what happens.
Instant heel heat.
In about 6 months, there's some sort of Shield reunion for like a one-off.
Okay.
And they they flip the script and have him turn on the other two guys.
Ooh, I like that. And then he Superman punches a 5-year-old kid.
Just in case there was any ambiguity about the heel turn, huh?
In case people don't understand.
Okay.
Exactly.
Andrew Wormley. Hey, guys, since we're getting the first women's Hell in a Cell, what other all-women's matches would you like to see? Personally, he would like to see an all-women's Elimination Chamber match.
Do you like Elimination Chamber matches? They go wrong so often.
Mm-hmm.
Like malfunctioning doors and shit.
Yeah, that seems to be a huge problem with
this
those
is
matches.
Too much. I think this is
like
too much. It's too much. We don't need it. Too much.
Maybe instead of having the pods on a timer, you can just kind of come out whenever you want to.
Yeah, there you go. And then go back in.
Yeah.
Everybody gets a mini fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's air conditioned.
Yeah, studio apartment.
Yeah, virtually.
Chamber match. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'd want to see, and to answer your question, I would love to see a Money in the Bank match for the women. I think that makes sense.
Yeah. Hunter Harris.
I was going to look something up and I forgot what it was.
Was it Rocky Balboa?
I was correct about the Rocky.
Okay, good.
I was going to look something else up.
So we finally have the Bullet Club dominating like they should have been, and Dolph Ziggler holding the Intercontinental title. It seems that creative booking has finally been taking some steps in the right direction, along with the Women's Hell in a Cell match. Do you think this is a short burst of creativity or is going to be indicative of the new era?
So far, SmackDown has been really good, and it's been since the brand split.
Yep.
So, I mean,
they've taken the
in
challenge
terms of their writing.
They've taken the challenge of being the underdog of the two shows and having less time and actually using it to their benefit.
I still wish they would present the wrestling in a different manner. AKA,
Yeah, get rid of the crane.
Enough of that crane. Don't need the crane.
You know, we were at No Mercy.
No Mercy.
The first match. Like, I'd start to pay attention to the camera light on the crane.
Yeah.
And I've never paid attention to a camera light on any camera during any wrestling show.
Yeah. Some of that shit, they were smash cutting.
I know.
It was like cut.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It was like an Aronofsky movie. Western States Heritage Champion.
What did he used to call that?
Hip-hop montage.
Thank you. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Western... It all goes back to film school for us.
It does. I know. It does.
Western States Heritage Champion Matthew E. Williams, Esquire.
Hello, friend.
My title reign continues 47 days.
Oh,
hey,
my
friendos.
goodness.
With Goldberg confirmed for next week, how long do you see... Oh, we kind of already answered this question. See a Goldberg return going, and how would you book it?
Yeah.
I would be really... Hopefully he stays till Mania.
I agree with that. It wouldn't surprise me if that deal lasted through Mania. You're probably right about that.
A match at Survivor Series, if rumors to be true.
Yeah.
Maybe a Royal Rumble appearance, not necessarily a match.
Yeah.
And then a match at Mania.
Yeah.
Patrick Sparks.
Hey, friendos.
If you could write a fictional book series with any superstar or woman, who would you write it with, and what would it be about, and what would it be called?
It would be the further adventures of Alberto, El Patron, and Paige.
Okay.
And Beveth.
Okay. I would write a book with Kevin Owens called My New Best Friend.
Okay, I like it. A fictional book series. Yeah, I want some magic. So like Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. Like Bo Dallas is like this wizard type character. Curtis Axel is his best buddy.
Okay.
Who tags along. I can feel that. That's good.
Jake DeSursa. It was awesome to meet you guys at No Mercy, and hope you enjoyed the chair. We do. It's right over there.
It's over there.
Sat on it yesterday.
Yes.
Very comfortable. Jake is a massive Kevin Owens fan, as am I.
Yes.
Rabid even, and I'm kind of getting annoyed at him being booked as a cowardly heel but this seems to be the status quo for most of their major heels. My question is, why does WWE seem to be afraid of their heels being dominant or a legitimate threat to the faces on the roster?
You know what? That's one thing I like about Rusev. He's not afraid to fight.
No.
They don't really book him cowardly.
No, he's not quite a monster heel, but he's the closest thing they have on the show.
They're sort of in danger of going Kevin Owens from opportunist to cowardly, though.
Yeah, I know. He's a good opportunistic heel.
Yeah,
Very good.
They need to be careful about crossing that line.
Yeah, like yesterday when he just left Jericho in the ring to take a beating.
Yeah. That was the weakest thing about Seth Rollins' world title run, is that they booked him too cowardly.
Yeah.
And he's, for being so good in the ring, if somebody's that good in the ring, you shouldn't book him. Like, they book AJ Styles perfectly. Like,
he's strong in the ring, but he cheats if he has to win.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's not afraid of a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. SM Recon. Hey, guys.
SM
New
Recon.
patron here. Was great meeting you guys at No Mercy. Thank you.
No mercy.
With Sasha winning the belt only on Raws and the announcers bringing up Charlotte's pay-per-view title defense winning record, do you think that's a streak they are trying to protect, and that's why Sasha is only winning on Raw? Because apparently Charlotte hasn't lost the title defense, or it was like 12 straight pay-per-views she had defended her title successfully.
I would say no. I would say that the odd Sasha winning on Raw title thing was strictly because of her injuries. I think she was supposed to win at SummerSlam. Or she was originally supposed to win the title at SummerSlam. Whether or not they might pivot and make the Charlotte winning at pay-per-views a thing, I don't know. I'd really hesitate to think that they'd put the belt back on her.
And it wasn't necessarily that she...
Title defense?
It was title defenses. Because, like, say she goes a year without holding the belt. Are they going to bring it up a year later?
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't
know.
Nah.
Robert Hay. In honor of the Shaquille O'Neal versus Big Show match at WrestleMania 33,
be a barn burner.
Will we see a match between top-notch Superbest and Robin Stevens in Fuck Wrestling?
What a great question.
Maybe. Never know.
We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. Is Fuck Wrestling going to return? We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know. We do know. We do know.
We don't know. Big Razor Sexy. With the return of Goldberg, are they going to book him in a series of squash matches before getting to Brock? No. Or will this feud in particular going to grow more between the two on pay-per-view only? Personally, I'd love to see a Goldberg-Rusev feud for a little bit before Brock. Love the show.
No, it won't happen. This is going to be strictly Goldberg-Brock, and then Goldberg, like you said, might make a Royal Rumble appearance.
And hopefully have a match at Mania.
I could see this be a three-match deal.
Yeah.
Survivor Series, Rumble, and Mania. I can see that.
You know what they could do? I don't know if they will, but they could. Survivor Series, Goldberg, Lesnar. Lesnar goes over. And then, depending on how that match goes, let's say, let's do a rubber match. At Rumble, Shane interferes, costs Lesnar the match, setting up Shane Lesnar at WrestleMania.
A lot of money to be made there.
Well, I don't know about that.
Just 2 Lesnar Goldberg matches?
No, I was talking about Shane Lesnar at Mania.
There's no money. Well, look, there's money to be made there. It's just not money we want to pay for.
Just Luke. Hey, friendos. What do you think about WWE teaming up Goldberg with Seth Rollins just to hear bitter Bret Hart?
Oh, I'd love it. He'd explode.
An unsafe worker rampage.
How much do you love Bret Hart running down the Freebirds? God, that was so funny. It's cartoonish at this point. Then P.S. Hayes taking a friggin' Twitter.
I know.
Yeah. You can run me down. Don't run down.
Terry Gordy and
Garvin.
No, it was the other guy.
No, yeah, Garvin's still around.
Oh, what's his name?
I always forget. It's going to bug me now.
Yeah.
Who's the other Freebird, everybody?
I'll read the next question.
Okay.
Husky Chris Harris. Hey, friendos. You've been hired by WWE separately to craft a storyline where Jericho beats Owens at Survivor Series. Book him from then to when he drops it. P.S. Is it just me or does Seth Rollins have level 4 resiliency? This has been the new Husky Chris Harris, and you're welcome. So we have to craft these storylines individually.
Okay.
We cannot collude. We cannot collaborate.
Okay. You go first.
Okay, Jericho beats Owens at Survivor Series. So, they're already laying the groundwork to the inevitable split between the two best friends. So, setting up, they really had it set up perfectly, like some sort of triple threat match where it seems like the odds are stacked against Jericho and Owens' opponent. During the course of the match, Jericho has an opportunity to claim the title, not necessarily by swerving Owens, but nonetheless claim the title, and does so. Next night on Raw, he's happy. He's like, we still have the belt. We, best friends, still claim the belt.
Yeah.
But also all at the same time kind of saying, this is mine.
Yeah.
Jericho is. Owens, understandably, is incensed.
Oh, of course.
He wants the belt.
Yeah.
Because that's, ultimately what needs to come out of this feud is Jericho as face and keeping Owens as a heel.
Mm-hmm.
So Owens was like, it's fine. He eventually is like, okay, it's fine. We both have the belt. But, I get, as the former champion, I get a rematch.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just do it tonight. It's not a big deal who wins, but let's do it.
Yeah.
And Jericho's like, okay, we're best friends. I'm sure everything will be fine.
Yeah.
Owens comes out and annihilates Chris Jericho. Multiple power bombs on the apron.
Yeah.
Destroys him.
Yeah.
Gets the belt back.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
I like it. That's good. And then I'll do it now.
You do.
Okay. Jericho comes out at Raw and says, I want belt. Owens says, belt is mine. He says, you're on the list. And then they go to Survivor Series, and Jericho beats Owens at Survivor Series.
Then how does Jericho drop it?
Kevin Owens shoots him in the face. Your scenario's perfect. I'm not going to start fantasy booking shit after. I mean, that's good. What you said was good. I agree with that.
I wish I'd added a moment where Jericho did put Owens on the list. That would have been good. Maybe the next night on Raw when Owens is upset, he'd be like,
You're on the list.
You're on the verge of being on the list.
Yeah.
And that's why Owens backtracks.
The list has to come into play.
Oh, yeah, it does. Esben Lamp here. Hey, friendos, what do you think about the prospect of a tiered WWE Network subscription?
You call him Lamp here, and it's Lamp Fear.
Oh, I guess it could be that, too. I said Lamp here.
Lamp here.
If they do it with the top tier having Ring of Honor and TNA videos, I think it'll do well. Yeah, I'd pony up $15 a month to watch all wrestling.
We're going to talk this more in depth in the bonus episode.
Yeah.
But,
Short answer
is agree. Especially Ring of Honor, if their footage isn't all interlaced.
Yeah.
They have Jim Cornette doing their compression.
Well, Robert Sarafaslanian.
He's got he's got the name of the pay-per-view Fastlane in his name. Sarafaslanian.
Oh, there you go. Was this the best Raw after the draft?
No.
I liked every second of it.
Wow.
Well, except for Titus R-Truth, maybe.
But I like that part.
Yeah, I like that part a lot. Even though I'm usually skeptical about Raw these days. Even Michael Cole seemed all right on commentary.
Man.
And looked like he was having fun, too.
Yeah.
And Stephanie was pretty good in all the segments.
Yeah.
And was pretty impressed with Sin Cara.
All right.
I think the Cruiserweight division is really good for him. A bit bummed that the best superstar in WWE won't be in the triple threat for the title. Excuse me. But other than that, do you think it was one of the best shows after the draft overall?
That was fairly average. It was predictable. No, I like it. If Robert Sarafaslanian loved it, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So I'm not going to shit on that.
Exactly. Universal Jones.
I love that name now, Sarafaslanian.
Hey, friendos. 3 out of the 4 WWE horsewomen have submissions in their repertoire in the figure 8, bank statement, and giant penis / disarm her.
Yeah.
I feel Bailey needs one, so what would you pick? I thought of either a bear hug
That's it.
to fit the gimmick. I know it has to be that.
It's bear hug. It's the bear hug.
It's the bear hug.
Yeah.
Mike, do you think Roman will ever be...
But she's smiling the entire time.
Or like getting her opponent's hand and giving it a high five, holding that.
That'd be good.
That'd be great. Mike, do you think Roman will ever be cheered again? Yeah.
I think he's got a long career, so at some point, yes.
Yeah. The odds would dictate yes.
Yeah.
World Brass Knuckles Champion Justin England.
I love that name.
Hey, friendos. My question does stem from No Mercy, but has to do with Raw as well.
No Mercy.
Luke Harper was heavily rumored to be going to Raw and not SmackDown
I know.
Live. However, now it appears that is not the case.
Crazy.
Do you think this was a case of WWE swerving us purposefully, or do you think if possibly they heard the grumblings of WWE fans and changed their plans? I think it's the former. I think they put him on the road with Raw to get a couple matches under his belt before his return.
Mercy.
And did it on Raw to swerve us all.
Yes, I agree.
Imp's Corner. Hey, friendos.
No mercy.
With Broken Matt Hardy cutting a promo with What Culture Pro Wrestling as the Broken Matt Hardy character,
WCPW.
do you think that gives hope that not only does Matt own the Broken character, but both him and Brother Nero have the flexibility to go where they like with them, hopefully to SmackDown? Well, I mean, while he's under contract with TNA, he can't go to SmackDown. But part of the TNA contract, I believe, for most wrestlers, if not all, is that there's, so long as they don't book
TNA takes care
priority.
of
They take yeah.
They do. Yeah, you got to go through TNA.
And also TNA's bookings have priority over indie bookings.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So,
but I believe that Matt Hardy owns that character.
Yeah.
Nathan Gerchow.
No mercy.
I think the Bray
WCPW.
I think the Bray Wyatt character would fit better on Lucha Underground. Do you agree? And are there any other wrestlers that may have had success? Sorry. It's a lot of questions this week.
This is the last one. Second to last one.
I know. Do you agree? And are there any other wrestlers that may have had more success on a show like Lucha Underground?
Oh, I don't think he'd fit better on Lucha Underground.
He would fit, but not necessarily better.
You can plug in. He's money on any show.
Yep.
Other wrestlers that may have more success on a show like Lucha Underground. Like, what are more sort of more character-y guys?
Imagine Kane on Lucha Underground.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Kane.
He'd be good.
Yeah, they'd redub him Kane.
WCPW.
One last question. Lee Burns. Oh, sorry. One last question before we get to video questions.
Video questions.
Lee Burns. He left this on my Twitter, but I thought it was a good question for both of us to answer.
Okie doke.
Any tips for how to start a podcast?
Ooh, good question.
Invest in some decent equipment.
Yes.
You don't have to spend a fortune.
You don't have to spend a fortune, no. You can get if it's just you, get a
snowball
mic.
It's about $100.
Yeah, about 120, something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe less now.
Yeah, it's decent quality.
Yeah.
It'll get the job done.
I would suggest this. So, yeah, and that's a USB mic, too, so it goes straight into your computer.
Yes, you can record straight into Audacity or GarageBand or Audition, whatever program you want to use.
Right. I would say in terms of, like, if you say, I want to do a podcast, you should really consider sticking with a subject that you are well-versed in.
And that you're passionate about.
That's one thing that we've learned since we started doing the pro wrestling thing. Because I think a lot of you probably know that our channel for a long time, our channel while we were, literally working for Machinima was kind of an outtakes side project thing. We weren't really serious about like making it anything. But when we started doing shit just on our own, we're like, I guess we can try gaming. And it really wasn't going anywhere because the gaming field is so saturated. And we're not like top gaming people.
No, we enjoy playing video games, but it's not our thing. It's not our passion.
But when we decided to do like strictly pro wrestling, it's like, okay, well, number one, it's a field that isn't like oversaturated in the YouTube sphere.
It's a field we're knowledgeable about.
But that's kind of more important is that we really, really know our pro wrestling.
And we enjoy the product and we enjoy talking about it.
It's something that we can talk about for a very long time.
As evidenced by this podcast, we're already pushing 2 hours.
And not get tired of it until we get hungry. And so I would really suggest for people out there looking to start a podcast, if you want to get into that realm, topic goes first.
Yes.
And then like if your personality shines through, then I think that's a good combination.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
Yeah.
We got video questions. Would you like to answer them?
We got the video questions. Let's answer them.
What are you doing on Twitter there?
Because there's a question I want to answer. So go ahead with the video question. Who we got? Jason the Cabbie first?
Yeah, first. Jason the Cabbie.
All right, Jason, let's see what you got for us today.
Hey, friendos, Jason the Cabbie here. No nicknames, no self-imposed titles, just pure off-white balance webcam this week. So while Raw seemed to be all right, we didn't have the, as much anyway, of the second-hour doldrums. Question this week is about the Cruiserweight division. It seems that they keep bouncing it back and forth between NXT and Raw, and with the fact that they marketed it just as a purely Raw thing, it just seems kind of off. What do you guys think that their plans going forward are for the division?
Thanks, Jason. I don't know. I'm kind of in the same boat. Like, I'm not sure that I really want them on NXT, but at the same time, we've had some really cool shit on NXT with them. Like Cedric Alexander, he was signed for the Cruiserweight division, but I can totally see him being specific to NXT. I wouldn't mind, like, he's in a feud now with Andrade Cien Almas, and I like that a lot.
Yeah. I wonder if, to a certain degree, there's a practical element to it.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, there's only so much TV time on Raw they can dedicate to the Cruiserweights.
That's true, yeah.
So you want to make sure the guys you sign still get to work.
Yeah.
But also, there's a lot. We've always heard talk about new signees having to learn the WWE style.
Right.
That might be part of it too.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's primarily just making sure everybody has an opportunity to work.
You can think about it like this, Jason, because this is how I'm like realizing it is now as we speak. NXT is developmental for what? Raw and SmackDown, right? Just because somebody has been signed to the Cruiserweight division on Raw doesn't mean they might not, like you're saying, need that time in NXT to learn the ropes, the WWE ropes. So just because they're featuring Cruiserweights on NXT, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're just leftovers from Raw.
Yeah.
They possibly went to Cedric Alexander and said, hey, look, you had a great match with Kota Ibushi. You did really well, but you need to learn the WWE way. Whereas other guys like Tony Nese might be more ready for the WWE way of things and more main roster ready. That could be. I don't know if that's the case, but
also the alternative is say Cruiserweights are only on Raw. So typically we've been seeing 2 Cruiserweight matches per week.
Right.
So usually one singles and a tag match.
Right.
So that's 6 of the dozen or so competitors.
Right.
There's 6 other guys that we don't get to see on a weekly basis.
Right.
If NXT is our outlet to let those guys perform and expand their own brands to a television audience, I'm all for it.
And I think it beefs up NXT
a
bit, because I think that's the one thing that NXT kind of needed was some beefing up.
Especially in the men's singles division, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Vincent Palmieri.
Hey, friendos. Real quick question. Sorry this took so long to get put up. I just kept putting it off and forgetting to do it. So, another burning question, though, for you guys about wrestling in general as a medium. There's lots of different styles, strong style in Japan, lucha libre, high-flying influence stuff down in Mexico. Wrestling is all over the world, and it's a global thing. There's different kinds, like hardcore wrestling and mat-based wrestling and technical wrestling and safe-style wrestling, the stuff that Miz likes to do. My question, and it's a 2-part question. The first being, what is your preferred style individually? And the second is, who do you think is the best at blending multiple different styles together to form something unique and completely different? Because, like I've said before, wrestling is art, and the better you are at every different kind of art style, like there's animated style, comic book style. I'm not going to get into it again. Point is, there's lots of different styles, and certain people, someone with the word styles in his name happens to, in my opinion, be the best at blending all of those different styles. AJ Styles is the guy I'm talking about. So what's your favorite kind of wrestling, be it hardcore, lucha libre, technical, whatever, and who do you guys think is best at blending all of these different kinds of styles together, or just different combinations? Like high flying and hardcore for me would be Rob Van Dam and Sabu. Strong style and lucha libre would be guys like, I don't know, Kota Ibushi, Hideo Itami. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Vincent. Good question. What's your favorite style? Do you have a favorite style?
I don't think so.
Yeah, me neither.
I think I like guys who are good performers.
If I were
regardless of style.
There's 3 guys that I could sort of point to and say if anybody out there is sort of starting, if you want to sort of look at them as people to aspire to, that's who I would. One of them is Sami Zayn. Now, Sami Zayn kind of works that kind of Daniel Bryan type style. It's a bit on the stronger side. He tells a really good story that sort of plays into his underdog from the underground gimmick.
Yeah.
And then he sort of comes off as an underdog when he fights.
Yeah.
And he's very physical. He sells a lot. But he's not the Dolph Ziggler's type styling where Dolph Ziggler looks like he gets annihilated with every move.
Yeah.
With Sami Zayn, it's a more physical style that he wrestles.
Sami sells pain as opposed to destruction,
which is kind of a brawler style, but he's not. But Kevin Owens, on the other hand, is my next guy. He sort of is brawler primarily, but then he's got a lot of other things that he can do in all sorts of, in a variety of styles.
Yes.
So he matches up well.
Yeah.
And my number 1 guy is AJ Styles, who I think on the surface is kind of the high-flying guy because he has some high-flying
But he
moves.
works strong style, too.
But he works strong style. He can brawl. He can do all sorts of...
He's also a really good technical wrestler.
And he's a great technical wrestler. So those are the guys that I think...
I would add Seth Rollins to that list too.
Yeah.
I think Seth Rollins has shown maybe 40% of what he can do. In WWE.
Yeah. I just prefer guys who have a really good mix of styles that complement their own character.
Yeah. Style should be a reflection of character, and I tend to enjoy guys who are versatile, who can match up well with their opponent, regardless what their opponent's style is.
Yeah, no,
because that's when the best match is going to happen.
I agree.
One more from Patrick Sparks.
Patrick, let's see what Patrick has to say.
Hey, friendos, Pat here. So, just got home from lunch, and I came home to the Going in Raw postcard signed by the both of you. So, that was awesome, and thanks for that. But my question for you today, has there ever been a WWE storyline that's been so bad that you wanted to go to the WWE creative team, join it, and fix it yourself? Because mine, or at least the most recent one, has been the once-in-a-lifetime, twice old bullshit we went through a few years back. But I just want to know what yours was, because there's a lot of them. Like a lot of shitty storylines, but there's a lot of good ones, including that Dolph Miz one. Best one in a while. Thanks, friendos.
Thanks, Patrick. I mean, there were some epically bad storylines.
There's a lot of them.
You know, I mean, the Katie Vick thing is sort of the one that comes to mind. That was gross.
Eugene.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Who came up with that one? A lot of the Vince being weird and creepy with divas. You know, that's unsafe. It's gross. It's just gross. So, I don't know. My thing is this. Okay, so take Vince, being gross with women. You can't go to WWE Creative and say, don't do that. I mean, it's like if you're on the creative staff, you're stuck with it because that's Vince.
Yeah.
That's Vince just wanting to do that stuff.
Yeah.
Can't do anything about that. So I've never wanted to be on WWE Creative. I've never wanted to do that. I'd rather just be a fan and talk about it.
Yep. Agreed.
And give credit where credit's due and constructively criticize things that should be constructively criticized.
Yeah. Not everything's going to work.
Correct. Yeah.
All right. It's time, Steve.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
What are we
Sasha
talking
Banks.
about? You're going to throw up all over me right now?
No, I'm hungry, though.
We're
doing Kayfabe Corner.
Don't look.
Why don't you just put it on your phone?
I know.
That way I can't see it. Kayfabe Corner, greatest pro wrestling trivia challenge there is.
Correctamundo.
12 names, 6 real, 6 fake. Usually.
Yes.
Theme is Sasha Banks, correct?
I put it out there. Sasha versus Charlotte.
Which I might have done before. I don't remember.
That's all right. These are all brand new. Oh, man. I got clogged up with... Oh, here we go. Found it. I found the list. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
So how many what am I at now? I'm up on...
You're up 6.
I'm up by 6.
So I need to get 6 to tie.
So if you get 6, you tie.
Correct.
Number 1.
1.
Electra Lee.
Fake.
Very good. Number 2. Barbie.
Real.
Very good. Mistress Belmont.
Real.
Very good. Sumi Stone.
Fake.
Very good. Wow, look at you. The Great Cheyenne.
Real.
Very good. Uh-oh. Well, you're about to time me. Cha-Cha DeVille.
Spelled DeVille.
D-E-V-I-L-L-E.
Real.
Fake. Nikki Corleone.
Real.
Very good. Ricky Rumble.
Fake.
Very good. Slick Wagner Brown.
Real.
Very good. Danny E.
What number is this?
10.
Real.
Very good. Betty Burns.
Fake.
Very good. Dr. Perez.
It's the last one, right?
Yes.
Fake.
Very good.
11.
Whoa. You just blew it out of the fucking water.
I tied the highest score without the bonus questions.
Oh, my goodness gracious. That was ridiculous. I wasn't very confident about this list anyways. Number 1, what was Sasha Banks' original ring name?
Oh, one of them was Miss Mercedes, wasn't it?
What was her original ring name?
I only know Miss Mercedes.
I think she did that later. Mercedes KV.
Yeah.
Because her last name, the initials are KV. She made an appearance at WrestleMania 30 as part of who's
Triple H.
Very good.
New record.
Oh my God, you got 12.
I'm up 6 now.
Oh, whatever. I'll do good next week. I'll do it.
Okay.
I will do it. All right. You're very, very happy with yourself right now.
Yeah, well, I should be. I set a new record.
Oh God, that was annoying. I'm just annoyed now. Anyways,
I don't know what to tell you.
All right, you got it good. Good. Too sweet. Not gonna too sweet me.
No.
No, really? Why not?
Because I did good.
I'm too sweet your beard. Come here. Give me a hug. Can I get a hug?
No.
Handshake.
Not gonna happen.
Thumb more?
No.
All right. Anyways, that's it for now. I'm not happy. Talk to you guys later.
Bye.